We're live here in Las Vegas for the National Horseplayers Championship. Great time, great place to be every year. I'm Alexa Zepp, joined by my co-host Dan Tordjman, Rachel Miller, and we have Noel Michaels running around who's going to be doing some coverage with us.
Noel Michaels always running around.
Yeah.
Always running around these parts.
Getting the scoop.
Getting the scoops. Yeah, he's a veteran out here at the NHC. This is, 26 years? Am I?
I think that's right.
26 years, and this is year one for us here, streaming live from Horseshoe Las Vegas. Over 800 entries, 625 people here in the room, and there's about $4 million in prize money up for grabs. The top prize is $800,000. So that's what everyone behind us is planning for. And right now, this is like opening day of baseball season or any season. Everyone's in with a shot, so everyone's, super, super high vibes.
We have how many players? 600-something players?
23,
all
I think.
knowing they're going to win.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're so locked in. And that's the thing about horse bettors or gamblers in general. Before the game has happened, before the race has unfolded, everyone is so confident in their picks. They're going to back them 100%. So these are 600 plus of the most confident men in Las Vegas right here behind us.
And that's saying something.
And we'll see as the days progress how things shape up and change. Who has the winning strategy?
And it's a grind, because you can't get discouraged. You got to keep pushing because, in horse racing, you can hit that 40-1, 45-1.
So, for anyone that's watching this that is like, what is going on? Where are they? What are they talking about? Can you take us through?
Yes.
As a
what
player,
this
you
tournament
played
is
in
like?
this.
As a former player, yeah. By the way,
I don't appreciate the former.
A player
Okay,
taking a break this year.
Lisa
Taking a
could,
break.
Mike could again.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I didn't qualify this year, but I have played in this. I don't know, plenty of years, and I think this is my 8th year being here. I've maybe played in 4 or 5 years.
All right.
But yes, so this is the National Horseplayer Championship. You cannot buy your way in. You have to win your way in. So all year long, there's tournaments like every weekend trying to qualify, and if you win a tournament, you get a seat here. And then it's a marathon. It's 3 days of racing, and you get to choose from how many tracks? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 race tracks. So there's races going off like all the time. And there's certain races that are mandatory that everybody in the room has to play. And then you get to pick another like 10 or 12 races to play on your own. So there's a lot of strategy on which races to choose in those mandatory races. You're only picking one horse to get first or second, and you get points based on if that horse gets first or second. So there's a lot of strategy on, how to play defensively in those mandatories, and it's a really fun time.
And it's all mythical.
It's all mythical.
No one's playing with real money. So every single race that they play, it is a $2 win place bet, so essentially $4 spent on every single race. So the person who ends up winning $800,000 at the end of this thing has only built up a mythical bankroll of a couple $100.
Yeah.
Which is pretty amazing. So no one here is playing with their own money per se, but they're playing for the prize, which is this tremendous purse, the biggest in the nation.
And the structure of the tournament is the first 2 days, everybody's in it. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of day 2, only the top 10% move on. So you said how many entries? 800 something?
Yeah.
So
it's actually 800 even. 800
800.
Even.
So the top 80 people move on to the third day. Anybody who makes that gets money. I think the lowest payout is like $10,000.
Yeah. And by the way, we'll be live tomorrow as that's happening. So we're going to be live all 3 days out here. We're kicking things off here for a couple hours today. Tomorrow we'll be live for the cutoff, and then Sunday we'll be live as we enter the final table, the top 10.
Duke it out.
As they duke it out. But we've got someone standing by who's got a whole lot more on everything NHC. Noel Michaels standing by with Keith Chamblin. Noel, take it away.
Hi guys, Noel Michaels here, and as you can see behind me and around me, we are at the National Horseplayers Championship. And if you're a horse player, handicapper, there's nowhere else in the world that you want to be or you aspire to be. And when you're here, you feel it because you're in a room of people basically just like you. They share your passion for horse racing and handicapping and betting and hopefully winning. And that's what we're doing here this weekend. That's what it's all about. And we're the lucky ones. I know there's a lot of people out there who are watching who aspire to be in this room. And we're going to try to bring that excitement and feeling to you as you watch here on your remote feeds. So standing with me is the man of the hour for me, actually, Keith Chamblin from the National Thoroughbred Racing Association. I've been coming here 26 years, and one constant about this whole thing has been you, really. I mean, you have been like the driving force of this, you and the NTRA and your great staff for all these years. Just tell me just a little something about how it is to be back here and how you feel about this event.
Labor of love, for the whole team. Our entire staff is here. Tom Rooney will be here this weekend. He's on his way out, and it's absolutely one of the most enjoyable weekends of the year for all of us, our entire team. We can't wait. It's a lot of work, but it's so much fun to be part of this each and every year and to see the growth from 200, the purse was 212,000 the very first year to up to 4.8 million in cash and prizes this year, including over 3 million in cash that we're giving away this weekend. It's just phenomenal to have 800 entries. Who knew?
I mean, that's what dawns on me. When I look around here, this is like 40,000 square foot event center here at Horseshoe Las Vegas, right in the center of the Las Vegas Strip. And just going back to those very early days of the tournament that you're talking about, right? Not only, did we start small, but we started in literally a small room. We were in MGM Grand in the little race book. I mean, back then, did you you envision this for this event?
We did not. And, back then we thought we're never ever going to leave a race book. We'll always have it in a race book because of the energy and the atmosphere. And that quickly became apparent that we were outgrowing the race book. And then we moved into a ballroom, and then we outgrew the ballroom, had to move into an old high life fronton of all things. But that's one of the unique things about our current host site here at the Horseshoe, is to be in the old high life fronton at the old Binions. That's just more nostalgia on top of nostalgia. It's a perfect place to hold, the pinnacle event in horse race handicapping, the National Horseplayers Championship.
Yeah, and that's a big thing for the people who come here too, right? I mean, that's part of what they're doing. That's part of what they're playing for. This trip out here, win or lose. I mean, as Alexa said on the set, everybody in here expects they're going to win, right? But really, 10% of the players here are going to make money, a lot of money, and one person will be, the winner, obviously. But actually, everybody who's here has won already.
Question. It's one of the beautiful things about this event is you can't buy your way in. You have to earn your way here. Everybody just getting here, everybody's accomplished something to just be in this room competing for millions of dollars in prize money, but they win a 4-day experience, free accommodations on the Las Vegas Strip here at the Horseshoe, airfare included. So everybody's a winner just for getting this far. And now we're going to see who the lucky 10% of those 800 are, or the 80 that move forward into day 3 and culminates with a lot of money on the line.
Well, it's a heck of a show that you put on here, for sure. And I think everybody that comes out here appreciates that.
Just appreciate America's Best Racing being here for the 3 days, and look forward to hosting you as well.
And how gratifying is it to give away all that money at the end of this thing?
It's great. Just shows what the industry can do when we all work together and collaborate. Big things can happen because everybody can host a handicapping contest, but it takes collaboration by 33 different outlets across an entire year to pull something together like this. But we can do it.
Yeah, you can do it because of you and your great staff. So everybody here, I think, just appreciates that this event exists and that you guys do what you do. So thanks a lot, Keith. And
great weekend.
We're all looking forward to a great weekend. That's Keith Chamblin of the National Thoroughbred Racing Association.
All right.
And we're just excited to be here. Guys, back to you on the set.
Awesome. Thank you, Noel. Noel, we heard Keith mention that whoever made it here is already a winner. But let's speak the truth. We all just want one thing. We want what Mike Gillum got last year, which is to actually win this dang thing. Mike Gillum, winner of last year's NHC. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
How does it feel being back in this room again? Bring back some memories?
Yes, lots of great memories. Very, very intimidating coming in this room, but really excited. I mean, look at this room. It's great.
Intimidated? You don't feel like, I've done this. I literally won this.
I'm still intimidated. But no, it's I just can't believe that I really topped this field of pros. The best of the best, and just happened to come out on top, and it was just my day.
What does it take to win this contest?
It takes a lot of preparation, and you got to stick to your guns, and just be prepared. And I've been taking notes and watching replays for months and months, and just for this day. So I mean, my prep didn't start today or last week. It started months ago. So I have a big thick notebook of notes, and different horses to watch, and just a lot of replays watching. So
You've told me before about a different kind of prep that you've done, like the mental prep. You said that you did a lot of visualization last year beforehand.
Yes, I did. I last year, I don't think I've ever said this publicly, but
Sorry, now's the time. Never mind if you don't talk about it.
No one's watching.
For months, I would lay in bed at night, and I imagined, holding that big check, honest to God, and not only just holding the check, but what that feeling was like. Once I got, back up to the room, and then, what was that going to feel like? And I just tricked myself that, that really happened. And then it did happen. I just manifested it. It was
amazing.
Really.
Was the feeling the same?
It was way better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's powerful. Like this tournament really is a mental game as much as it is a handicapping game. And you hear that with sports teams and sports better, like visualizing free throws and how that is just as impactful as training on the court. And I think that you doing that had to have had an impact for sure in your performance.
I think it helped. It really did.
Manifesting isn't just for girls in their 20s trying to attract the perfect partner.
That's right.
It's also for men who win the National Horseplayers Championship.
Yeah.
Period.
I want to know about the money.
Yeah.
I mean, how does that work? I mean, when does the money hit? When do you start spending it?
Well, there's a 10-day audit period, and then they, just wired it to my account, and
what was that? Describe that moment as you hit refresh on the account.
800K.
I can't tell you how many times I looked at that account, just like, oh my God. I said, Amy, it's finally here. Look, so it was just great. And one of the first things we did was we, took 300,000+ or whatever and put it in some money markets, and just for taxes. So they're getting ready to come due. So I made 17 or 18,000 on
Nice.
that to help out with the taxes.
Yeah.
So I'm getting
so
ready
responsible.
to pay that tax. I'm glad that they gave. Glad that they didn't take the money out right away, and they gave it to me, and I was able to,
I figured
make a
they
little
would
bit of
have
money on it.
withheld it.
They
wow,
didn't.
that's a dangerous game.
I know.
Oh my God.
So I had to be responsible.
Make sure that it doesn't
good for
get
you.
invested, back into the gambling market immediately. Let it cook on the market for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, what other have there been other specific big purchases, trips, moments that you've been able to make happen?
I bought a truck a few weeks later. I bought a boat. I remodeled our condo that we live in, and took some trips, and let's see, Friday, I'm going to Hawaii for 11 days. So.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
I love
I'll be
that.
leaving a week from today to Hawaii.
Okay.
Mahalo. Or what is that? Hello?
Thank you.
Aloha. Aloha. There we go.
That'll be a blast. Hopefully you will be celebrating another big cash.
Oh boy, that would be great.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. Is there added pressure? Last question, I guess. Going into this tournament as a winner, does it feel different coming in with that title?
I mean, yeah. There's pressure. Definitely pressure. I would love to win it again. But
First,
it's
right?
far-fetched.
Hey,
Yeah, there's
Far-fetched
no
chance, but
back-to-back
I've been thinking
winners.
about it. I've been tricking myself. That they're going to be talking about, is Mike going to come back for a three-peat? So I'm just trying to.
you're basically
I'm
the
still
Kansas
trying to
City
manifest
Chiefs.
it,
He's basically Kansas City.
He
So,
is writing his own story. This is great. You can see the headlines now.
Yeah, I can see it.
Manifesting
Repeat is
again.
in the future.
Spectacular. No, that's really awesome. Just one last thing for someone who's never played in this contest before, just watching us for the first time, trying to figure out, that looks cool, that sounds great. Other than the money, other than the things you've described, what would be your pitch for someone to just kind of take the leap and just give this a shot?
Well, I would say there's lots of, small tournaments that you can get into that's really fun. You can get in for $12 or $22 and play and have a whole day of entertainment for $22 and you can get into it that way. Small tournaments is a good way to get started and, get some experience. And there's lots of free tournaments out there. There's lots of free tournaments
I
that
think
you
there's
can get
one
in.
Sunday.
Yeah, there's one today. There's a free tournament for everybody who's a member that, didn't qualify.
Yeah.
They're doing, so get in.
Well, we can you can find more information, of course, at ntra.com. There's a full calendar of races. Yesterday, Alexa and I both tried to qualify via the Last Chance qualifier, which is an interesting one. It's $500, and there were like 1,000 people who entered that. So that was like there was more people in this, or more entries at least, and it was hard. It was really hard.
Pain and
Dan's a
suffering.
bit tortured today.
I've got video to show how hard it is, and we're going to play that here in a second. I'll show you what that looked like yesterday. But Mike, just wanted to thank you for stopping by with us for a couple of minutes. Best of luck out here today.
Thank you
this
very
weekend.
much. I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right,
Thank
that's
you.
Mike
Good
Gillum.
luck.
And here's the video that I was mentioning. Can we take $500 and turn it into $800,000? There's only one way to find out. We're in Vegas, Horseshoe Casino. This is the National Horseplayers Championship. $4 million on the line, $800,000 top prize. The best bettors in horse racing are here this weekend. But to play in that contest for all that money, you got to qualify, and you can't buy your way in. So the last chance to qualify is today. $500 could get us a shot at the big prize. So we're going to give it a shot. We're going to go with the 2-horse, 7-1 right now. Eve. Does that sound like a winning horse? Come on, 2. Just find room. Find room. Come on, 2. Second, there's 3 more mandatory races. The next one is at Gulfstream. All right, it's the second mandatory race. We're gonna go with the 4-horse, Gulfstream. Come on. Come on, get second. Get second. Get second at least. It's good. All right. Third mandatory race. So the horse is 14-1. I need this one to get back in the mix. Come on, 2. Come on, 2, straight out. Second again. That's 3 straight mandatory races. We finished second. Do you have like a White Claw or a Truly or something like that? You know exactly what time it is. We got to make a move. We really do. All right, last mandatory race. Yeah, we're done. I think we're done.
No, we're not.
I think we're done. We're done. We were done, but one guy with new life is this one right here, back from the dead here, Billy Koch.
My eyes tell a story. And the Bloody Mary. What time is it? 9:22, first Bloody. I'm still a little shaky. I can't even hold the microphone. That's not good.
How late were you out last night?
I was out pretty late. Just going to leave it at that. But, I'm excited to be here. This is my first time at the NHC. I have a great group of table members, and they promise to let me know when each race is going to go off.
Those are good friends.
Yeah.
When you don't have that inner stability to know where you got to be and when, you got to have those buddies that'll pull you in the right direction.
You gotta have
when
friends.
You gotta
Isn't
be
that a
there.
song? You guys are probably too young to even know that song. I think it was Bette Midler, no?
What it?
You got to have friends. Good.
I got you.
Now we're going.
I'm just thinking
What
about
are we
the
doing here?
Wolverine
There's
theme
people
song.
with like 7 iPads, like in a whole like computer system.
People bring printers.
Yeah, what is going on in this place? Like, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's handicapping a race. We do this every day. Like, you shouldn't have to have that much
Or the
technology.
hardcore of the hardcore.
Everyone has their own approaches.
Like, are people gonna like cry when they lose after this? Like, what happens?
Yes.
Like, you'll go around and people be like upset and dejected.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I
Wow.
mean,
Sunday is a wild day because everybody's still here. There's a consolation tournament, but you
Probably
know,
not gonna
90%
be
of
here
the
on
people aren't
Sunday.
in it,
Yeah.
and so people just like,
Are you in the tournament?
not this year.
Oh, you didn't qualify?
No,
she might have cried.
I might have cried.
So
but
Listen,
I have played in it many years, so
I am not going to cry. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. There will be no tears shed. We are going to have a great day. America's Best Racing is going to have a great day.
Oh yeah, always.
I don't know what you guys are going to do all day. Talk to people. Like, I mean, I'm supposed to be handicapping. Literally, I haven't even looked yet.
Dude, you asked when these races are going.
Yeah.
So here's the screen. The first race goes off in 7 minutes, and he hasn't even looked at a race.
I'm going to miss that one.
Safe to say that, yeah.
so it's safe to say you have no plan.
I'm dead serious when I say I have absolutely no plan. Like, I've never done this before. I've played like BC, and I've done well in that.
Very different.
With my buddy Sean Borman, who I called this morning for advice, and he didn't take my call. But I've never done this before. And like Basil, you know Basil, right? So he's sitting behind me. He gave me this awesome sheet that has all the races and all the times, and he's like, hey, circle the mandatory ones. I'm like, how do I know which one are the mandatory ones? And he's like, well, you got to get a sheet. There's 9 sheets. I'm sitting over there like staring at different colored paper. And I think this is fantastic for the game. I highly respect all these people, but it's going to be a shit show.
yeah, you ask what people do if they cry. I can say that the line for the bar gets a lot longer as the days
I got
go
drink
on.
tickets. I got drink tickets.
Nice.
You want one?
We're gonna hit you up.
We
Yeah,
might
you
need-
want to share them now? We'll take them now. Yeah.
No, I got. If you guys need some, I got
All right,
some extra
out.
ones.
We'll come out for drink day. All right. You told me you qualified by just kind of randomly picking horses.
Yeah.
Is that how-
So with Little Red Feather, we have this contest every week, and it's pretty fun, and our partners love it. And I forget that the contest is going on a lot of the time, so I just do random. I hope not a lot of people watch this, right? Because I don't want my people to know that. And I ended up like winning 3 contests.
Wow.
And so I ended up in this final table.
You use the button that
It just says
random
picks.
Oh,
I hate you right now.
So, and then there was this final day where I had 3 of the 7 entries.
Wow.
In our final table.
Oh my God.
And so I have to be honest, I did handicap, but I didn't know how to like use all the 3 tickets.
Yeah.
So I kind of just bet like 3 separate tickets. Like I did one random, and then I kind of studied on the other ones. And on the last race, I won and had 20 cents more than the
Wow.
last guy. So it was kind of exciting.
Yeah.
I actually didn't watch it. I forgot, but someone told me about it. That I qualified for the NHC, and I was like, "Oh, that's great! What do we have to do?" It's like we have to go to Vegas. So I'm here.
If you win 800 grand,
Yeah. Well, I mean, this
There's
is
already a huge party. I'm
Legend.
planning it.
all right. I'm
No. Yeah. No, you're
just how
coming.
it's gonna happen.
Obviously, you guys are invited.
Well,
Yeah.
don't get DQ'd by not playing your first
Yes.
mandatory, which, by the way, is at 11:10. What does it say there?
I got it. 11:10. I
1-2.
I have my glasses.
11:10.
This
So you
is
got
all
2
I brought.
hours.
This is. I have my phone, and my glasses,
No
and a
pen.
Bloody Mary. Oh wait,
Bloody
no.
Mary?
Oh no, I left the pen at the table. I do have a pen. I'm just gonna look at the odds and like try to find some value.
Play the
You
board.
know,
That's what you gotta do in this
I mean, I
tournament.
think all the I think the studying is overkill. And by the way, like I have a life.
Yeah.
I was just in Florida, like buying horses. Like I was like, I was on the airplane yesterday back from Florida, and I was like, okay, I got like a 5-hour trip. I'm gonna study. I passed out like within 2 minutes of the flight, and next thing I know, we got like 45 minutes left, and I'm like, Well, that didn't work out.
Time to go out.
Yep.
Time to go party.
Time to go party.
Well, here's some inspo. We've got somebody standing by. We got Noel Michaels standing by with the past winner, Justin Mustari. So
Okay.
you can listen to some of his wisdom and how
okay.
he won, and maybe it'll be helpful. Noel, are you with us there? You standing by with Justin?
Hey, Dan. Yeah, I'm here with Justin.
Okay. All right, go ahead, take it away.
All right. Well, here I am with 2001 NHC winner Justin Mustari. And when Justin Mustari won, it was 4 years ago, he became the youngest player in the history of this event to win. And, he still is. And as I look around the room, you still look like one of the young guys in the room. So, but I guess age is not equal experience in this thing.
Yeah, I learned a lot from my dad, who's been around this game for a long time, but it's a good thing to grow this game and get the younger crowd in here. So I'm hoping over the next couple of years that there'll be a lot more young faces like me playing in this tournament.
Yeah, we all hope that. Just going back 4 years, like what was that day like? I mean, well, first of all, what was that tournament like? But just winning that thing, I'm sure you hoped you would win when you showed up, just like everybody does. But you probably didn't expect it.
Yeah, this is one of the contests with a lot of people that you're just planning to try to get to the semifinals and go home with some money. But someone here has to win $800,000, and why not have it be you?
And what was it about that weekend here 4 years ago that was it everything clicked for you? Was it just like a magic turn of events that or you got red hot? Like what was the key?
Yeah, it was kind of a mix of everything, kind of planning out strategy-wise to play certain type of horses, and you have to get hot at some point in a weekend to have a good horse racing weekend. So halfway through Saturday, I got pretty hot and brought myself to the top of the leaderboard and tried to strategize on Sunday to make sure I won this thing.
And now that you have reached the top, right, you've been back here every year since?
Yes, I've been back every year since I've been 21. So this tournament to me, no matter what the outcome, is just going to be awesome just because that I did win it before. But I'm excited to be here again.
How old are you now, just if you don't mind me asking?
I just turned 30 last week, actually.
Oh, happy birthday. It's a landmark birthday. So now that you're here and now that you're like a yearly veteran of this thing and you've won it, what is it like to come back here every year? What does it mean for you personally just to be here and to be back in this room with everybody?
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, I walk into this room and I think there's a lot of people here who just know my face and know me, walk in the elevator, and people I don't even know calling me the champ. So it's awesome to be back.
And just lastly, you have a pretty common story, I think, amongst people here, which is you got into this with your dad, and your dad plays in these contests also. And as I go around talking to people, just all the years that I've been doing this, you always hear that, it's something I did with my dad, or I'm here with my dad, or my uncle, my brother, whatever. It's like a family thing. And just talk about just briefly how important that is this is something that's a family affair for you.
Yeah, I grew up going to Gulfstream. My grandpa had a condo down there. We'd go to Gulfstream or Calder when that was around in the mornings, and then we'd be at the dog track at night. So I grew up around the game of gambling, and just doing something with your family and learning from my dad has been awesome.
Would you do this to your kids?
Maybe. I'm hoping the game continues to grow, and I hope I'm a part of that, and that'll be a good step moving forward if we can get the game to grow.
All right, well, Justin Mustari, 2001 NHC champion. We've never had a repeat winner. I'm not going to jinx the guy here, but eventually it's going to happen. And who knows, maybe it'll be Justin. Well, we thank you a lot for coming up with us here. Good luck the rest of the weekend.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys, back to you on the studio.
Can you believe he's 30?
I know. I really wanted to be the youngest person to win, and we're the same age. And I was like, damn it, he got me.
Well, Rachel is on a hunt for the youngest player in this tournament, and I think she's going to be with him in a few minutes. We'll go to Rachel when she has Carson Matis. He's 24 years old. You were close to that cutoff, but you have another milestone this week that you're celebrating. Chrissy, thanks for joining us on the set.
Thank you for having me.
You've had a hell of a past couple of weeks.
Yes.
What have you been doing?
So I'm probably the only player in the room that just got married. So I am on my honeymoon while here in Vegas at the NHC. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well,
yeah.
So how did that happen? Like, do you live, nearby? How did you pick Vegas? How did this all come about?
We had originally wanted Vegas, but we wanted it last year, and then I ended up winning all the way back in April. One of those free NHC entry tournaments with 2,000 players.
Wow.
And was not expecting to win it. We won it, and I won it, and I turned to my fiance and said, "Hey, what if we push back the wedding and do it for the NHC?" And he was like, "Sure, let's do it." So that's what we did. Yeah.
True dedicated horse player.
Yeah.
I love that.
It was absolutely amazing to get married in Las Vegas. I mean, we got married at the Neon Museum, and then we had a reception at the Mob Museum and kept this old school Vegas theme throughout the whole wedding.
I need to
great.
see some pictures. That sounds awesome.
Yes, I'll be happy to show you.
Oh, we should have had them ready for this. We could have put them up
No,
on screen.
right?
All right. Well, we'll come back for those. I hate to state the obvious, right? But there are mostly men in this room.
Yes.
I don't want to say, what does it feel like as a woman to be, but
But what does it feel like?
it is a little different, right? I mean, and I'm assuming you have friends, female friends who are like, what is this thing that you're doing, and what is this all about?
Exactly. I actually don't have any female friends that are into horse racing either, other than the ladies that I run into at the few ladies that I run into that are into horse playing. But that's something I'm actually really passionate about, is getting more women involved in it and building their confidence. So I did work for the tracks. I worked for Arlington Park for a while, and I worked for Hawthorne. And I would help people learn how to gamble and learn how to read the program. And I always would focus on getting the ladies to build up their confidence. And women are more likely to go up to a racing analyst that's another woman. And so it's very passionate of mine to get more ladies involved.
We got to get you involved in the Horse Racing Women's Summit. I don't know if you know about that.
I would love that. Yes, I definitely know what that is.
Yeah, any ladies watching or men who want to support women in racing, the Horse Racing Women's Summit's awesome. ABR is a sponsor, and I'm on the executive committee there. And we have events all throughout the year to get women involved and empower them. And it's awesome to see women who really feel so empowered by learning how to handicap and knowing and feeling confident in their pick and watching the race.
It's intimidating. I mean, I've done dozens and dozens of tournaments, and in the beginning I remember feeling intimidated walking into the room and either being the only woman there or one of 2 or 3, and I purposely would not just congregate with them. I would go to the table and just introduce myself in with the guys and be like, "Here I am, get ready."
You're ready to lose.
Exactly. Yeah.
I feel like we had similar conversation when I first met you. I was like, this is an odd scene for you. I'm like, are you comfortable? Are you good here?
Weird?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it is a very sort of and I've been amazed just by watching you engage with other players, how deep your connections are with them over the years. You've established some incredible friendships here, and you're no one obviously cares that you're a woman. You're. I will say
it took a few years to get respect from people.
Okay.
I'm friendly and I'm a people person, and people liked me, but they didn't think I was really handicapping. You know what I mean? And so I think it took a few years and some good wins to get that respect from people, which is kind of a shame because that's not the initial assumption if you're a man, that you don't know what you're doing. But for the most part, it is a really welcoming place. And Judy Wagner, the only woman to have won this thing, was telling me a story yesterday about when she won this, she made a comment about the Tomlinson numbers. And people were like, oh shit, she really does know what she's doing. So
dropping some big terms there.
Big racing terms there. But
well, one other thing that caught me about your bio was something you sent in when they asked you about any particular hobbies or interests you have. Why don't you share with our viewers what you said?
I'm a huge animal lover. My degree is actually in biology, but I guess you could say collect or have a very strong passion for tarantulas and spiders. So I have a collection at home. I'm always looking for the next tarantula.
Wait, a collection?
Yeah.
What does a collection of tarantulas
No, they're
look
live.
like?
They're my girls. They're my girls, yeah.
Wait. What does this look like? Describe the setup.
So I have a nice, I have a tarantula room. You know,
room.
yes, and
Does it have a door?
it has a door. Yes,
Windows?
yes.
They just all run around in the room, or they're in cages?
It's kind of like having I always equivalent to having like a saltwater fish tank hobby. So they all have their own cages. They all are decorated really nice.
I'm just picturing her like laying on the couch watching a movie, just like stroking.
So here's a fun fact about tarantulas that people are always startled by. Female tarantulas can live to be about 30 years.
Wow.
So all of my girls are already in their late teens. I got one that's in her early 20s already. But yeah, they're with you for a very long time. So even though they're not
The females?
only females, males don't live very long. They really don't have much of a purpose other than making babies.
Okay.
All right.
Preach.
Well, I'm just
So-
gonna go.
Yeah, how about it?
You know, but I love them. I absolutely love them. And like I said, I'm always looking for that next tarantula.
What got you onto that? Like, what started that?
My education. So when I was
yeah.
majoring in biology, we had to do a reproductive study, and I didn't want to be the person that picked mice or something fun. I was like, I want to do something different, and I asked to do spiders, and my professor gave me a look like, he's like, you know how many babies they have, right? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, and that's how I got hooked.
Well, you belong in this room. You are tough.
How many do you have?
I know I have 5.
You have 5. Okay. They all have names, I assume?
They all have names, yes.
Please share.
Okay, so let me see. It's Bella, Rosemary, Vivian, Kitty.
Well, that last one ain't going to be
Leva.
happy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Are you available for tours?
For tours?
Yeah, can we come through and
We really dropped the ball on this photo right now. We need wedding and tarantula.
Wedding
pictures
and
on the screen.
But you know, like Arachnophobia killed it for everyone, right? Like that was the movie
Yeah.
that just.
And I
just
had the complete
creeped.
opposite reaction to it.
Did
I was like,
you?
oh, I want a spider so bad.
Yeah. No, I did not have that reaction. But
I had
no,
a tarantula in my hair in Chile.
What?
And
on
ever
purpose?
since, no, I went on a hike. It was a bad idea. I came back. I shook out. I had dreadlocks at that time. I shook them out. This tarantula fell, and ever since, haven't been friends with spiders. Buckle at the knees when I see a spider.
It's really funny when it's feeding day and I have to open up all the tanks. My husband now will actually put like towels on the bottom of the door. And he's like,
my
I'm not
God.
risking these things getting loose and coming out under the door.
Wow.
Did not bond over a mutual love of tarantula.
That's amazing. Back to horses for just a moment before we let you get out of here and go focus on this contest. We just had Billy Koch on. His game plan was to drink Bloody Marys and not handicap and to guess at random. Is your strategy a little more involved than that?
No, yes, I'm taking it a lot pretty seriously. I'm going to try to, I worked last night on my mandatories. I think I have those set. And then for the optionals, I do plan on spreading that today. I've gotten all sorts of advice. I think I'm just going to go with
Go with
what
your
I
gut.
feel my gut. Yeah, exactly. And see how that works. Yeah.
At the end of the day, you got to live with yourself. At the
Yes.
end of the tournament, so you just got to go with your gut and go with your guns.
How would you define success this weekend? I mean, do you need to make that cut to Sunday? Do you want to make the final 10, or you're like, look, just being here is success, which we've heard a lot of people say?
I am just proud of myself for just getting here. I've been working a long time to make it here, so I'm proud to just be here. But I would like to, for me, it would be great to make it to Sunday in the, top 80 or whatever. But I'd be happy if I can come in, considering how many players are here, like maybe in the top 200. I would be happy with that. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, certainly achievable. You've impressed us with your range of interests and skills and talents, and we're going to be rooting for you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, Chrissy. So I will say we're going to have an awkward transition here because I don't know where is Rachel. Can she hear us? Is she standing by? Is she at the PDJF
She's in the
thing?
hammock.
Oh my God, she's
in the
there! She's there!
hammock.
Okay, she's there. Okay, good. Rachel, what is going on?
I mean, I don't know if you guys can see this situation of where I'm posted up right now, but I think that this is the sweetest setup of all at the NHC. We're doing an interview with me in a hammock, and Jim Colbert, who brought all this stuff in. Tell me what's going on. What's up with this setup?
Sure, Rachel. So last year, I qualified for my first NHC laying in the hammock under the fake palm tree in my backyard in the Boston area, and decided I'm going to bring one of the two for luck when I'm at the NHC. Got my 15 minutes of fame last year because of the tree, and so this year I figured, well, let me lug both things out from Boston. But if I'm going to do that, I want to make it worth my while. So I reached out to the PDJF and said if somehow we could turn this into a little charity, so we have a little donation box, and hopefully if people take a turn laying in the hammock for a few minutes, they'll donate a few dollars, or if they have a winning ticket, they could do that as well. So figured if I'm going to, big heavy man like me lugging 100 pounds of stuff through the airport, I figured make it worth something. So that's why the setup is here. It's fantastic. I watched a few races from here yesterday, and told Holly Short, hey, if I'm still here Sunday night asleep, please wake me up so I don't miss my flight. So that's why the setup is here. So
have people been capitalizing on this, or can I just set up shop here and bring everybody else in for the interviews? And
feel free to use it. Ultimately the winner or whoever else you want to speak with, feel free, and hopefully, like I said, drop $1 or $2 in the jar. It's available. I've seen a few people laying on it. The funny thing for me is getting off the hammock. In the backyard, it's fine. No one's here to see me. When I get off yesterday, I did a little roll to get off, and 800 people all, looking at me. So it's a little bit different. I'm a pro, so I will help you get off, the hammock in a little bit after the interviews.
Yeah, admittedly, I did not want me getting in this hammock part of the interview. It was pretty, touch and go there for a minute. So getting out, I'm also going to hold that until we're no longer rolling. But Jim, you've got to be one of the most relaxed people that we've seen. Is the hammock the key to that, or are you just a pretty chill guy?
So part of it is I'm normally pretty chill, although my older kids would say you weren't that chill when we were younger.
Yeah, from Boston, a chill person from Boston? You've got to be one of one.
That's right. But part of it was being out a little bit late last night. Here in Vegas, you got to take advantage of everything, so I'm a little calmer this morning. But between the tree and the hammock, it's kind of my Zen experience back home. I just maybe right after work go out and lay on the hammock for 45 minutes, take a quick nap, and you feel refreshed. Between the pillow and my Jaws blanket, that kind of adds to the ambiance, and it's just really kind of fun with the pad and everything. It's very comfortable. I'm sure you're enjoying it right now. So.
Yeah, I am. This is awesome. So your strategy for this weekend, has that changed at all from last year to this year? What's your approach? Are you overthinking or reanalyzing stuff, or are you just rolling with the decisions that you made when you originally handicapped?
Sure. Good question. So amongst my friends, and I'm here with 4 or 5 guys, we rent the house up in Saratoga for the full meet. Everybody has their tools and iPads and slide rules and all that. I'm known as kind of the quick handicapper. I just look, at the race for about 3 minutes and decide this is who I'm going to go with and kind of stick that out. When it's not in a tournament, it's, how will I make the wager part of that? But obviously in the tournament we have rules. But yeah, no, last year kind of was thinking, you got to play long shots every race, got to move up the leaderboard. But the more studying and talking to people, the average, the winner typically averages about $10, $11 a race. So I said, if you can, find a 5-2, 7-2 in there somewhere that you really like, go ahead and play that, and you'll move up the leaderboard. So there's so much great talent in the room, handicapping wise, and all that. I'm hoping to catch lightning in a bottle, certainly win, but really more just the camaraderie and the event itself is fun to be with people that have the same hobbies as you do and all that. The hotel treats us great. The NTRA is fantastic. So the fact that they actually let me bring my backyard equipment here, maybe next year I'll bring the patio table as well or something. Who knows? So.
Yeah, grill, maybe cook out some hot dogs, maybe just a bonfire, make some marshmallows. I think that they could do that. You know, if everyone can smoke cigarettes in Las Vegas casinos, why stop there? Let's make a bonfire for some backyard grilling.
You actually just described my backyard. I love to cook. I have two grills. We have the fire pit. The light normally lights up. I think it got damaged on the flight. I'll be talking to you, JetBlue. So when the neighbors see the palm tree with the lights on, they go, "Oh, Jim's out back. Bring a cooler with a few beers or have some drinks." And that's, again, kind of like it really started as a beacon to my friends on the street, Eric and the other guy. So that when they would drive by from work and they would see the tree lit up, they were like, "Oh, Jim's out front. Let's stop in and have a beer." So
the party light is on.
Right.
Well, I love the energy and the vibe that you're bringing to what for a lot of people is a high-stress environment. And hopefully a lot of people capitalize on this. I love that the PDJF got involved, and I'll be putting in my 2 cents to the tip jar because this has been a great time, you guys. I don't know that I'm getting out of this thing. But Jim, best of luck to you. Thank you for chatting with us.
Thank you. And I hope on Sunday night, you can come back, lay in the hammock while I'm handed the big check for, $900,000, whatever it is, and be glad, maybe I'll buy hammocks for everybody if I win the big check. So
I like that. I like that plan. We're rooting for you, Jim.
Thank you very much.
All right, well, back over to you guys. Maybe I'll see you again. Maybe I won't. I don't know.
Rachel ain't
Hammocks
getting
for
out.
all.
Yeah, she's not getting up from that hammock. There's a lot to unpack from that interview.
I know who I'm rooting for.
Same. I love how Rachel, it's just so Rachel. She has this whole scene in her mind. It's like she described the marshmallows, the grill, the burgers. Like that's how her mind goes. Like
It's incredible.
She's great.
Yeah, so creative.
So creative.
As good as that was, I'm still stuck on the tarantula thing. I mean,
Damn, yeah.
to not only have the pet tarantulas, but they have names and they're like teenagers. They're like,
Well, I do understand naming them
And
because
that men are worthless in the tarantula world. That's the
well,
other
that
thing
I
we
can
like.
understand. But
Okay.
so-
I once tried to keep fish, and I named them.
Okay.
That's a bad idea because those die real quick.
Yeah.
But tarantulas, I mean, if they live for 30 years,
No,
you'd name them.
well, not so much that they have names, but they're like Bella and Kitty.
Oh, yeah, like cutesy names.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah, not
like
like
I would be
killer.
like Fangs or
Yeah.
something like that. Would be my name for a tarantula.
Yeah, won't be taking up that hobby anytime soon.
So, no, you worked the room a little bit here a little while ago. Things are really about to get started. We've had a couple of races, but they've really just all been favorites, kind of smaller fields, Colonial, Tampa Bay Downs. Gulfstream Park's first race is about to go off, and then we got Aqueduct in 20 minutes after that, and the first mandatory race. For those who don't know, basically all the players here have to play the mandatory races, so that's going to be 7 races today, or is it 6 races today, or the mandatory races, and then they get optional races, so they can pick from all the other races to bet. The first mandatory is at 11:15 or so. It's Oaklawn Race 2. You spoke to 2 people who've won this contest, right? What's the main takeaway for you in terms of how to pace yourself? Because this is just such a marathon. Again, right here in Vegas, it's 9:50 a.m., right? And most of the people have been in this room for 3 hours already, and they will be here for another 6-7 hours today, and then another 10 to 12 hours the next 2 days.
I mean, that's something a lot of people just have to understand. Like if you're watching from other places that, obviously West Coasters understand that when you're dealing with these East Coast races, you're talking about 9, 10 in the morning here.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's a long day ahead of you when you're going to go all the way through the end of Santa Anita. But so right now, I mean, just when everything is getting cranked up, right? We just had Tampa, we have Gulfstream coming up, Colonial, Aqueduct. That's when everything gets full speed,
Yep.
but really you're still just getting into this right now. A lot of people don't use plays for these early races, and the real problem for handicappers, I think, comes in another hour or two when you start up Oaklawn and Fairgrounds, right? And now all of a sudden 4 tracks is already enough. Now you have 6 tracks, and that's where your time management has to come in and just, you need to be focused. So, that's about the time we bow out of our telecast, right? Because there's just too much going on in this room at that point.
You have to be so organized or you miss stuff, And of course we know like races don't always go off right at the time they're predicted. Like if a track is running behind or running ahead. I mean, it takes a lot of focus and organization to do this thing for sure.
But it's a labor of love, right?
It is. It's so fun. I mean, it's great. It's like this is the only time you're ever going to have something like this. We have tournaments all the time, but something this big where you're playing so many tracks and you have so many options, it's fun.
Let's get to a quick viewer question. By the way, you could drop your comments in and we will do our best to answer them. And then we've got two very special guests coming on. This question, Alexa, you saw this earlier.
Yeah.
How can you get a mentor for the contest scene if you want to start playing?
Yeah, I know that NTRA does like NHC mentors and mentorship. I'm not 100% sure on how to sign up. I'm assuming it's on their website somewhere. If not, you can email them. But actually, my mentor wasn't through their program, but they had an NHC mentor at their first experience. And it was really helpful for them to just, understand the tournament, have somebody to ask questions, not even about, it could be handicapping, but just about like, how do you handle this bear of a weekend, And actually that person became a really great friend too. So it's great to just kind of like, if it's your first time and you just want to like get your foot in the door and have somebody to talk to, somebody to sit with, they do have that program.
That's awesome. And there's mentioned a little earlier that people of all ages are in this contest year after year. Rachel has tracked down the youngest person in this contest. I believe she's standing by with Carson Matis. Rachel, are you there?
Yes,
All right.
I am right here with the youngest competitor out of over 600 people. Carson,
yes.
Tell us how old you are.
I'm 25.
25 years old, and first NHC.
It is not.
This
is my third NHC. Yes, I've last 2 years I've qualified, so this is my third year.
All right, so you're like a seasoned pro. Look at you. You're totally unfazed.
Say that, yeah. A lot of these guys around here have been here for 10 plus years, so.
But see, your family is who brought you around this game and into the sport of horse playing, right?
Yeah.
So tell me more about some of these people that are sitting at this table.
Well, I learned from my family. My dad and my uncle, they've been professional gamblers for a long time, since before 2000. So they've kind of taught me how to handicap, and I've learned from them, and they've been in this tournament many, many times. I think 15, 16, 17 times. So yeah, just learned from them and kind of gone from there, create my own strategy, things that I like,
So you're not copying anybody else's, recipe, as you would say. You've kind of taken notes from things that other people have done, and you've got your own approach and strategy.
Yeah. It's funny actually because everybody in the room looks pretty much the same numbers. They all look at the sheets, they all have speed figures, and we all come up with different numbers. I have a different strategy, they have a different strategy, and it just works out.
So does it hold significant value for you being here as a young person? Do you want to see more people like you into these tournaments? And if so, how would you call them to action?
Yeah, no, I definitely do. I'm the youngest person, and it's probably by a stretch. There's a couple people in here. I know Tyler, he's, I think he's low 30s, younger guy in horse racing, and it'd be nice to see a lot more younger people. I think it's definitely a difficult industry to get younger people into.
Of course, on the outside here is 30
but no, I'd love to see that happen. I've brought my friends to the track. Everybody loves the track, but getting more serious into handicapping, that's the tough part.
Well, I think that it's good for people with a short attention span, which if anything speaks to Gen Z, it's not being able to pay attention for anything longer than 30 seconds. And a horse race is 2 minutes, and, so it extends through a whole day of fun. You don't have to track a whole sport for a whole day. You don't have to follow these intricate bets that you have to watch through a multi-hour sports game.
Yes.
So it seems like a natural match, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yep. And actually, it's funny, I was talking to somebody the other day. That's why they like horse racing over sports, is because they don't have to watch a 2.5-hour game. If they like a race or two races throughout the day, they can bet it 15 minutes before the race, watch the race, and the race takes 2 minutes.
Locked in. Well, best of luck to you today. I'm loving this shirt situation. Does the rest of the family? No, they don't have that kind of merch on.
I'm terrible.
Is this part of the good luck situation?
I'm hoping so. It has horses on it. It's a little fun. So
they're going to make it really quick, he told me.
All right. Well,
they better, 'cause I've
I'm
already missed
hoping
2
for the
races.
best. I am hoping for the best for the rest of the table. Everyone is all locked in over here. But I think that they're ready for us back at the set. We'll let you continue making your picks for the day. And we might have to check back in depending on how things are shaking out. But back over to you guys.
All right, Alexa Zepp and myself are back here at the desk with our 2 newest NHC Hall of Famers. I think a tremendous honor. We have Cheryl McIntyre and Jim Bennis with us. And first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, it's a monumental achievement. And where did you fly in from, Cheryl? Or do you live here?
Well, I flew in from Cleveland, but we live in, it's called Jackson Township. It's about 45 minutes south of Cleveland. But we also have a place in Sunny Isles Beach, Florida. So I'm back and forth all the time.
And speaking of back and forth, you're back and forth to Vegas all the time, too, at least every March.
Back and forth to Vegas, yes.
And Jim, how about yourself? Where are you from? You came in from?
I came in from the Chicago area.
Okay, and so this is, I guess, a good weather change for you every
We're
March.
at home right now. It's upper 70s at home.
You sound a little angry about that.
I am.
Or at least disappointed. I could understand. Well, I mean, when was it that you won this thing? Cheryl has been here time and time again, a former winner of the NHC Tour. Jim is a winner of the NHC main event. When was that?
2013.
And were you relatively new at this back then when you won? I mean, not new to handicapping, but new to the tournament. Yeah.
Yes, it was my second year, I believe.
And did you ever imagine that
No,
was?
just never imagine winning these kind of tournaments, but you get lucky every once in a while.
And at that moment, there wasn't even an NHC Hall of Fame, right? I mean, so you couldn't even aspire
Correct.
to that. Yeah.
Correct. I didn't even know it existed until just a few years ago.
Well, now you know, I guess. And and the other, do you guys know each other, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
We do.
Yeah. Yeah, we know
Not
each
a lot of
other.
the same places.
Yeah, we end up a lot of the same places.
But that's a lot of it, right? Like the camaraderie that
Oh, yeah.
that everybody
I mean,
has here.
We met some incredible friends through this whole situation. I mean, for all the years that we've been involved in playing, we've made a lot of really good friends. I mean, and it's,
What's your origin story for racing? How did you get involved in it?
well, long time ago when Mike and I first got married, he was always involved with going to the races at Thistledown. And I just decided I was going to learn how to read a racing form and then start making my own bets and playing my horses, because a lot of times I didn't like what he played, so I played something else. And every summer we did our vacations at Mountaineer, which back in the day used to be called Waterford Park. And we just evolved from there. I mean, and it's been, well, actually today's my wedding anniversary. We've been married 55 years today.
Wow,
Wow,
congratulations.
happy anniversary.
That's awesome.
So you got married when you were 10?
No, I was young. I got married when I was 20.
Oh, all right. Well, that was close. All right.
What about you, Jim? How'd you get started in all this?
I've been going to the track since probably before I could walk. My dad went every day, and my grandparents used to go on the weekend, so I was always there. I was the kid that went to school and came home at lunch and went to the track and didn't go back, so...
I love it.
You had no choice, in other words.
choice.
You were born in. What was that? That was Arlington. Was Sportsman's. That was Hawthorne. All of the above.
Washington was still around when I was little.
Oh my goodness.
Aurora Downs. It didn't matter. Back then it was harness or thoroughbreds. And
Yeah.
one of my greatest stories is 5th grade. I went to Detroit with my dad and hit a try for $3,000 in 5th grade. And my mom wasn't a big fan of horse racing. And Mom, can I miss the school? And she gave me the green light, but she wasn't too happy about it.
And so you mentioned that you won the tour. So for those watching who don't know what the tour is, so we have this main event, obviously, but then all year long, like I said, you have to win and you can't buy your way in. So in those qualifying tournaments, if you do really well, you accumulate points. And then the person with the most points at the end of the year also gets a huge prize. I don't remember what it was this year. What, 75,000, 100,000 for top prize in the tour?
I'm not
big.
sure what Brett got this year. When the year I won, mine was 90,000, I think. Yeah.
That's awesome. What did that did you chase it? Did you chase the
yeah,
tour that year?
Yeah. Well, we realized early on in the beginning of the year that I had it started out really well. I had a couple of pretty good sized point tournaments. And then about halfway through the year, we looked at it, and Mike said to me, my husband, said, there's a chance you could win the tour if we keep going. So we were at some venue, on track, off track, every weekend for the rest of the year.
Wow, that's commitment.
It was hard.
Yeah, I feel like that's how it starts for a lot of people. Like you do well, you realize, wow, I got a real shot at this thing, and then you just go for it.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I think a lot of people watching might assume, okay, these guys, they're in the Hall of Fame, so you show up here every year and you play, but it doesn't work that way, does it? I mean, you still got to win something.
You
all
got
year.
to win to get here, so always a challenge.
Yeah, they're not going to give you. They'll give you your plaque for the Hall of Fame, but they're not going to give you an entry into this contest.
Exactly.
How did you get in this year? What did you win?
I won at Indiana Downs, and I won at the Pick and Pray at Monmouth.
So those were both on track?
Yes. I don't play the Mythical, really. I'm a more real money guy.
Okay.
So.
Okay. But Mythical clearly works for you. You won this thing, right?
It definitely worked one year for sure. Really good.
Well, I hope it works for you both again this year. I hope to see you both at the top of the leaderboard. Really appreciate you coming on. Congrats for being inducted in the Hall of Fame. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for your time.
It's a true honor.
Absolutely. Rachel is standing by with another guest, so we're going to throw it over to her.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm not back in the hammock yet, but I am here with Ellie.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing? This is your first NHC?
Second NHC, yes. I didn't win the first time, but I'm back this year.
And you've been, hopefully manifesting, visualizing. This time's your year.
I woke up at 4 this morning thinking about winning. That's it.
That's good, because most people were out until 4 last night.
No, not with 4 kids. I don't do that anymore. 5 years ago, I would have been still up, but not now.
I can tell you, most of the 70 and up crowd, they're like, I got in last night. And it's Vegas, I was partying. I was up in the elevator at 2 a.m., but not you, locked in. So how would you describe what this scene is like here to anyone who hasn't been? Like, what goes on in this room?
Crazy. There's so many people, really good handicappers, and it's just amazing to see how many people that are just so focused on winning.
Yeah, everyone's here, and the theme of day one, and especially this early in day one, is anyone could be a winner.
That's right.
But they don't know that it's you. They don't know that it's actually going to be you.
No, they can all go for second, so it's okay. It's a good prize to be second.
So what's the strategy in playing a horse tournament versus betting on horse races? Because you do both.
Yeah, well, I still think you just got to come up with winners. Everybody's got these philosophy, you got to do this or that. You need winners, so multiple. You got to probably get about 150 points to qualify into day 3. So that's what we're going to try to do.
And keep it rolling. Keep the good times rolling. Well, hopefully you come back for a third year as a crowned champion, a big winner. And if things don't pan out in here over these next couple of days, is there other ways to spend money in Las Vegas?
Oh, absolutely. Craps table. I'll be there today. Blackjack, betting some games. So hockey overs. That's what we're here for too. I got a pick tonight. If you want the pick tonight?
Yeah, no, please.
I'll release it later on today.
We'll monitor. We'll be waiting on the edge of our seats on X. And we of course have to mention that you brought a special guest with you too.
Two guests, Brad Weinberg and Dave Portnoy. Yeah.
How did you rope him into that?
He's a partner, so I partner with him. He partners with me, so it's a good setup.
And hopefully, he gets bit by the horse player bug.
That's right. Yeah.
And wants to get his entry.
They're talking to Portnoy right now?
Well, best of luck. Thank you for chatting with us.
Thank you.
And more electricity buzzing on the floors out here in Vegas. We're going to toss it back over to the set to you guys now. And looks like you have some more special guests for us.
Thanks, Rachel. We do indeed. We have another big winner, Matt Miller, who won the 2021 Breeders' Cup Betting Challenge. So different from NHC, it's another huge tournament. It's a live money tournament instead of a mythical tournament. Also author of A Better Way of Thinking. Matt, thanks for joining us.
I'm thrilled to be here. Look, I say it throughout that book, it couldn't be more genuine. I showed up here my first time, I don't know what it was, probably 2019. I didn't know anybody. I would have been intimidated as heck seeing people being interviewed on a show like this. And next thing you know, you change your way of play a little bit, you adapt, and things start going your way. And all of a sudden, you're kind of popular and you're on a show. And it's just been the coolest ride of all time.
All of a sudden, I'm a star.
I'm not going that far. Look, I know who you guys just interviewed. Like, that's a star. I know exactly where I stand in the world, but I'm happy with it.
Okay, so we'll get to that big Breeders' Cup win, but first, we're here at NHC. Like, walk us through, how many times have you been here? When did you get started in contest play?
I found contests at Arlington Park just kind of by accident, and it was a remarkable success that first day with a dear friend, and it just struck me as a different way of playing the races. It's more of a puzzle-solving, crossword puzzle kind of thing than just coming out and firing away. It helped me a lot to control my spot picking and where I'm aggressive. And once I turned to tournaments, I turned into a profitable player very quickly. And so I do still play cash, but that's largely to supplement the tournament play. I look at this all kind of as one. I don't want to get too boring or off topic. It's all covered so nicely in that book, I promise, and it's laid out in a way that this is very replicable. So one of the cool things about this experience this year is the number of people coming to me saying, "You helped me to get here." And
that's awesome.
It's for someone that wanted to be a teacher, and okay, financially that wasn't the choice I wanted to make at the time. This has kind of been my teaching time, and it's been terrific. And yeah, I'm thrilled that book has been helping people.
You mentioned that successful first day. I've interviewed a lot of people this weekend, and I can't tell you how many of their origin stories start with, well, I hit really big the first time. And I think once you do that, you really get hooked.
Well, you do. And it's funny. There's no chance my wife would ever watch this program. She thinks she's the villain of the book and doesn't understand she's the hero. She was my guardrails for years. And when I came home after one huge, very lucky score, okay, I'll admit it, we were in a decent financial position. I was a lawyer, we were doing okay, and I had the luxury of saying, can I put this into an account, and would you just leave me alone? Don't ask me about how stupid I was. Don't hold me accountable for what I chose. And I promise I'm not going to have to put more money into this. And that account has just exploded with the lack. Right, I'm just free. It feels like I took off my shackles, and her not making me feel guilty or putting fear in me, that's a lot of the principle of this book, is playing within your comfort zone. And when you're not afraid to go home saying, I came home with nothing, that is empowering, as stupid as it sounds. People play scared and they don't want to lose over and over or admit to losing or how they lost. I don't care. I lose plenty, I win plenty. My whole principle is get to the good at-bats in these tournaments. You will get your share of singles, doubles, and home runs, and strikeouts, and other embarrassing plays.
I will say, like, something I've personally experienced in the tournaments is scared money doesn't win a lot of these tournaments. So that is true, and NHC is kind of an interesting difference because it's mythical money. So everyone, in a sense, is on a level playing field. Some of those bigger live money tournaments, people who can shove in $100,000 bet, might have an advantage versus someone where they might say, actually, no, I'm going to put $10,000 in to try to win and take the rest home, which both approaches are, of course, fine. However, the really aggressive players do well.
So I'll agree with you 98%.
Okay.
I think today and tomorrow, there is no fear in this room. This is a free roll. We all got our way here. We don't have to pay anything extra. I'm going to sound a little mean, and I don't want to. I'm really a positive person. Once you get to the final table, you see a lot of scared, I'll just call it pretty stupid play sometimes. Really not strategic, really focused on details that shouldn't matter, but people are looking at, the prize sheet that explains what everything is, and you see some unfortunate decisions being made. People not understanding how top-heavy it is.
I would love to be in that position to make those bad choices.
Absolutely.
So, for those watching, the prize pool, top prize is $800,000. 10th place is $65,000. 5th place is $125,000. So yeah, if someone's really striding out at the top of the field, they're $100 or $80 ahead of you. Do you go for it?
Yes.
You have those races. Do you go for it? Do you shoot?
Wow.
I agree for the most part, because
It'll change your life.
when do you get a chance? And if you love a horse, you're getting really good odds on that horse considering the prize pool. So I agree that for the most part, go for it. However, if I was in that position and I was sitting in 10th and I could jump from 65,000 to 150,000 by hitting a 5-1, maybe I would do it.
I just wouldn't concede that at the start of the final table.
Not at the start.
I
Maybe
still
the last
think
couple.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to look at this as the life-changing opportunity it is. At some point, that stops being realistic. Yeah, then get smart about your placement. But
well, we had Mike Gillum on earlier, who won last year.
Love him. Yes.
He's amazing, and he was barely in the cut, I think, at the start of the final day last year, and he just hit every horse.
Oh, I have equally bad horror stories. One of my years. So you asked when I started here. I think it was in 19. I think if the fact checkers are going to get me, I could be. Maybe one time I was single qualified, but I think I've been double qualified ever since. I have missed the cut 3 times by a total, I think, of about $10 combined. One of those days, I was in second place of the whole tournament after day 1 and still didn't make the cut. And so this is tough. And massive respect to the people that do well. But man, you get to that final table, the advice I would give to anyone is this very quickly stops being about handicapping and turns into a game theory game and a bankroll management game, just in terms of point management. The game changes quite a bit, and my criticism of some final tables in the past, I think people just kind of kept handicapping and kept playing. In Mike Gillum's case, that worked perfectly, and so who in the world is going to argue with last year's Horse Player of the Year? But at the same time, for me, I want to see if I get lucky enough to get to that table. It will be a highly strategic decision each step of the way as I start to concede first place and focus on whatever.
Well, you sound like a man with a plan. I know you're a very talented handicapper.
And I'm really looking forward to reading that book.
Happy that you're having success with the book. Thank you so much for joining us, Matt. Good luck this weekend.
Yeah, I'm thrilled to be here.
Awesome.
Good to see everybody.
Thank you so much. Okay, Dan is now standing by with another guest. We're going to throw it to Dan.
Alexa, I think this is called kneeling by. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get up from this position that I'm in, but it's worth it. In a sea full of dark hoodies and T-shirts, these guys sort of stuck out like a sore thumb, so we figured we'd come by and talk to them. Eddie and Rip Claunch, you guys look alike. Am I onto something here?
Yeah, 3 minutes early. I fought my way out first.
Right. How's it been since then?
He takes control of everything. I'm only here because he told me about it anyway. So he was here last year.
So I did the wrong.
Yeah, he told me about it.
Came well home and said, dude, we got to do this every year. It's just the people you meet, the friendships you make, the camaraderie, the horses, the races. I was here with all these guys last year, so it's become a thing. It's a good thing.
Was last year your first time qualifying?
Yeah, my first time. I won a seat by winning second place in the Little Red Feather at Del Mar. And
we had Billy on with us. You might not be surprised to know that he's struggling a little bit this morning.
Oh, really? Oh, man. Well, I don't wish anybody bad luck, but at the end of the day, let's...
I didn't mean with his bets. I mean he had a long night.
Oh, long night? Oh, no. We got smart. I had long nights last year, and I go, oh, man, this is not going to work out. So we kept it short last night. We went to top side to the cocktail party or whatever, had some hors d'oeuvres, drinks, went down on the roulette table, which I've never played before and I never will again. And yesterday in the contest, I actually lost by 72 cents. Yeah, I came in with, there was 14 seats for next year for double qualifiers, and I came in 15th by 72 cents. Hey man, my new least favorite number. So I got some out of it, right?
How did you do on roulette?
Oh, terrible. Yeah, terrible. My buddy, and I work in Hawaii, right? So my buddy gave me $50 to put on black. First one I bet, he lost. So, you know, it sucks to go back and tell somebody, hey, you lost, because they always think you kept their money.
Yeah, and they made us put our video phone. I was going to take a video evidence. No, put your phone away. Put your earbuds out. Yeah, come on, man. You know, rookies, you know.
We jumped ahead a little bit. You started touching on, you said you live in Hawaii. What's the origin story of the family, and have you guys always been into racing since you were kids? How did you get into that part of it?
Yeah, actually, we left the house when we were 17. We had a legal guardian. Where's he at? Yeah, this guy, John Ashilian, was our legal guardian. He's the one that got us into horse racing. And then, unfortunately, he passed away when he was young, 24 years old. But we kept going, because he got us into it. And, we liked it, and, turned to loved it,
Looking down right now going, all right, the boys are there, so he's...
What memory specifically do you have with him being at the races and that sort of thing?
Oh, man, he knew how to handicap, and his dad, Ben, created this system of handicapping, so he taught us that, so we use it in our daily handicapping rituals, and he was just a good handicapper, and he was like 6'3" Armenian man, so... And, we were only 17, so you weren't really legal to bet, but everybody would clear the way when a big Armenian would be walking up to the gate, and we'd follow behind, make our little bets. You guys, oh yeah, we're with him, man. So yeah, he was a good dude. He was actually our boss. He opened up a restaurant, and he was a manager of a restaurant we worked at, and then he moved down to Carlsbad. We went down there with him. He became our legal guardian. We were managers at the restaurant he opened. He was unfortunately in an accident and passed away, and his memory is just every day, John Ashilian, and we're here because he started us, doing it, and sometimes we go to the track with like $2, and we'd play the pick six and get a carved roast beef sandwich, and we'd sit there and watch pick six. And sometimes, I think he won one time. I never did, but then we'd have to hitchhike home because John would leave. We're staying. We'd hitchhike home, but it was fun. It was a good time, and I wish he was here, but he's here. Yeah.
Absolutely, it's a great tribute to him. Bringing him here along with you.
He taught us the horses. We taught him how to surf. There's not too many Armenians out in the lineup.
We have an Armenian who can hear this show. He's our one of our producers, videographers, and our VP. He's an Armenian. I'm sure he's enjoying this conversation as well.
That was his name, and we're gonna have to contact his brother. His brother still lives in Whittier, but we'll see if we can get a hold of him and stuff. But it's all been fun.
Dan, can you get them to hold up one of the photos to the camera?
Oh, they wanted you to hold the photo up. They were trying to get a clear shot there. As we're doing that, I'll ask you just to get, kind of thinking about your strategy for this contest. This is your first time in it yourself.
Yeah.
So how are you approaching this? I mean, is your goal just essentially beat him and that'll do?
Yeah, beat him, obviously, yeah. Beat everybody else too, but, I just used the system that this guy taught us, his dad, and just the things I've learned along the way, I mean, names of horses, obviously come into play. Your favorite jockeys come into play, so, I mean, anybody can win this. It doesn't matter, the favorites, that's just public opinion, So, I don't like favorites a lot, but I do lose because of them, so, yeah.
I should bet more favorites. Mark across the table last year said, hey, man, you got to bet more favorites. So, but,
I think your initial instinct would be, I need to build my bankroll. I got to pick longer prices. I got to be fun. I got to be sneaky like that, yeah.
Right. And you always look, just like he said, you look at names and stuff, and there might be a horse today with the name Rip in it, or it might be one with Eddie in it. I'm not sure. No colluding here, but we played that, and of course we'll handicap it, But you never know, man. Your horse may get stuck in the gate, or some of your jockey may fell off. You'll lose the whip. Anything could happen. But we always hope gate to wire. And we're the guy with the palm tree I met last year, Jim. We are so close now. Yeah,
Have you gotten in the hammock?
Negative. We're not getting a hammock.
Well, it's probably for the same reason that I'm worried about getting up. I think that is probably the biggest challenge. What odds would you put on me being able to actually stand up?
Oh, your favorite, 2-1.
Better odds than me, that's for sure. We hit 61 this year, so yeah.
Yeah, I tugboat in Hawaii, and he used to, and then he left, and we started our own business. So now we got 2 crew boats in Florida. I live in Florida. We both live in Florida. I just travel back and forth to Hawaii every other month. Like, this is my month off, fortunately. So, so it worked out, So it's, we love doing this, and we love being on the water, So that's the...
Look, see, Claunch's launch right here. Yep. Oh, I got Hatch Hat. There's Claunch's launch. That's my dog.
Yeah.
It matches my shirt.
It looks good. Everything's on point here. All right. Yeah. Well, we're going to look for both your names on the leaderboard, Eddie and Rib Claunch. Yeah. Thank you for spending a few minutes with us. We appreciate it.
Right on, man.
All right, man. Thank you. All right, we're going to kick it back to the set. Thank you.
Those seem like the coolest dudes, honestly. Great vibes. So I had met them right after I got out of the hammock, very gracefully, I might add. I did not want that filmed.
That's fair.
Just in case, Scarlett took a tumble out of the hammock. But I actually did it very elegantly. I was complimented on my exit strategy. But no, he was dapping up Jim, being like, this guy's the best. He's the best. And I was like, Dan, you got to go talk to these people. I feel like you're going to get along great. So more of the fun, unique characters of the NHC. We've had a whole cast and crew roll through the set and field interviews.
Is just characters, it has to be to
It's
get
Horseplayers, right?
Horseplayers.
We all know we're the best characters, right? If you want an interesting story, if you want boring people, right, you're not going to come to this room. If you want interesting people and characters, you come to where Horseplayers are, and Horseplayers are here.
Place to people watch, period. But so we do have. I have a pick. I have a selection for this race coming up at Gulfstream. It's not a mandatory, I don't think, but I do think it's a decent contest play at 7-1 odds, which is the one Norman Gito. I think this horse is really, really fit. I think it has some early speed. Should be kind of forwardly placed, and then also like the pedigree rating on this horse. So I do like the favorite, but it's 1-1, and in these tournaments, if you're at home betting, like maybe an exacta with them would be great, but in these tournaments, again, you can play a favorite, but I don't want to play a 1-1 favorite, maybe a 2-1 or a 5-2 favorite, but 7-1, pretty decent odds. So that's coming up here at Gulfstream Race 2.
Yeah, which even if you're not playing in the tournament, you might as well be betting on some of these races at home.
Or all of these races.
All these races, yeah.
So, if you're playing right now, what you're really looking for in these early races, if you're playing, you're looking for, that horse like Alexa just gave out, 7-1. That's a good odds range for a play at this point in the day. If you're not playing these races, you're sitting out and you're hoping all the favorites win, right? You want the lowest price horses possible to win, because you don't want that 20-1 horse to roll in to really hurt you before you even started firing your bullets.
Last year, I did well in this tournament. I cashed on both of my entries. I had 2, made it in the top 10. And I will say, I know a lot of people hold their bullets, hold their selections till later in the tournament, but I played a lot early, and I do think there's a bit of an advantage to that. I think, getting on the leaderboard early is good. Also, more people play those later races, so you're more likely to not have a unique selection. Like when I was hitting 10-1s at 9 in the morning, nobody else was playing yet. And it made those picks more valuable. Yeah, so I say play your best selections no matter when it is in the day, even if they're all the first 10 races, just play them. But there is a little bit of strategy. But we actually have Dan standing by with the TAA.
because they just threw it to us. We're
Well,
live.
that's on the run.
We're live, right? Oh, we are live, right?
You're
you guys
live.
see us?
You're live.
Okay, good. All right. Well, hey, it's live streaming, so what better than having a shot that's all over the place? Anyway, I'm with our friends here at the TAA. Alex is like, this bastard. He's like, don't be talking trash about me. This has been here. This is like a staple here at this event every single year. Asked you this question a million times. You get it all the time. So what does the TAA do? What is the TAA?
So the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance is the national accrediting body of thoroughbred aftercare in North America. We make sure that horses coming off the track are getting good homes and second careers by accrediting the nonprofit organizations that actually take them off the track and teach them new skill sets. And then we collect funding from every aspect of the industry, including the Horseplayers here at NHC and including NTRA. And then we distribute that in grant funds to our accredited organizations every year.
And so what are we looking at here on the table?
We have a lot of different merchandise available in exchange for donation, and everything goes to support aftercare. Any of the horses at all those facilities, it goes towards that.
What's up with all the candy?
Do we know what's
Stacey
going on
loves
with Mike
candy.
Abernathy? He was all around here before.
Does anyone get candy, or it's donation as well?
The candy is free. Yes.
Oh, I thought there was like a minimum donation for like $1 for the candy, $50 for this. How does that all work?
Well, we are doing a donate to win prize this weekend, where any donation, apart from getting swag, will enter you to win 4 tickets to the Santa Anita Derby coming up, or $250 in horseplayer.com credits, or a tour of old friends. So any donation will get you that. But we'd of course love to give anybody candy. Everybody needs a little sugar rush on a long day like this. And we also have lovely pens that become lucky pens if you donate to aftercare.
I've heard of those. I need like about 100 of those. So we'll be donating. Are you much of a handicap? Are you betting these races on the side here?
Not really. Just getting the tips from everyone that comes over to the table.
What's the best tip you've gotten today?
Oh, we haven't had a lot. I don't know what Catherine's saying.
Wait, who is it? What did you say?
We hear it's good to bet inside speed.
At what track? At every track?
Yeah, whoever's fast on the rail.
Are you going to come?
All right. So the 1 horse, the 2 horse, if they have speed, or any horse that gets to the rail.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good tip. Let's give people one last tip. How can they support the work of the TAA if they're watching from home right now and they're not actually here?
Yeah, anybody can make a donation on our website at thoroughbredaftercare.org and just click the Donate Now button, and that all goes right to the horses as well.
Before we throw it back, we'll go with the 3 Musketeers. You don't see 3 Musketeers that often anymore, so I've got to go with it. What's your favorite?
All right.
Go, Cash. You?
Twix.
Wow. All right. 3 different things. Guys, you want anything? I'll bring it back.
No, Dan. I think that you're high chews over here. Dan's not lying when he says that he loves a candy. There's just a rogue open pack of high chews over here. And so over at the TAA table, he's like, I see that you guys have a candy situation. And that's the only way that you make it through multiple days of live streaming an event.
Sugar overload?
Sugar overload.
Caffeine overload?
We've got Mike Abernathy here with us.
Mike Abernathy, the NHC Tour Gymnase Award Rookie of the Year winner. And congratulations, first of all.
Thanks, Phil.
And along with being the Rookie of the Year, that also means, obviously, this is your first trip to the NHC in Las Vegas.
First trip, yeah. First trip. Very exciting. Love it. 2 seats, which is nice. And just love it so far. Love everything going on. Like, obviously, how can't you?
Yeah, as we watch a race here.
Yeah, there's a big finish if you can hear reactions in the background. That was for the Gulfstream race. Alexa's pick, I don't know. She said the 1, right?
Yeah, I think it was 4th or something like that. It gave it a good run at 7-1.
But of course, number 5, the favorite, wins at Gulfstream.
I saw that horse yesterday. I thought I looked at that horse. I'm like, I don't think this one's going to lose. Matter of fact, he's on my pick 5. So
there you go.
Yeah, I want to know how things have been going for you so far today.
Today so far, I haven't placed a bet yet. I'm a little late. Some of these early races I didn't like. I see one possibility that's coming up soon, but unfortunately she floated down to about 6-1, and I can almost shoot it as 6-1, but I have a few more coming up that I think I can hold off on it. 'Cause I don't think this horse is going to go back up, but yeah.
So playing the NHC Tour this year, you played a lot of online and are you accustomed to this 2 to win in place format? Do you like this, or are you one of the guys who prefers the real money, send it in sort of contest like the BCBC?
Yeah, I do like the NHC style, the weekends. I do like the live money. I did do 2 of them this year. I went to Tampa, was my last one I did, and I like it. Actually, I had like brain burn when I got out of it, 'cause it's just a different way of playing. It was a lot of thinking with that, trying to keep your bankroll where you want it and then fire when you think you can. But I think I like the idea of putting in these bets early.
Is this whole scene like overload for you in a way? Like, not only do you have to handicap all these tracks and all these races, but you have to just become accustomed to this surroundings here, right?
Yeah, it is different because I basically play in my garage. I set a little race book up, and it's just me. So it's good. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Hold on, sorry, I just want to see that.
No, it's the same way with sports teams, right? People, practice is one thing, but the added pressure of everyone around you cheering, which is about to happen in 30 minutes when the mandatory goes off. The one race is the mandatories, where every single person in this room has a horse that they're rooting for. Yeah. And depending on the result, oh my gosh, it's deafening in here.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
So it's totally different than playing at home. You're in your calm environment. That's why we have, the hammock and palm tree come in. It's the comforts of home. So is there anything that you brought with you, or any sort of ritual of you being here that feels like you're just at home in your garage playing?
Funny you say that, because I did. My wife and I went to this little secondhand shop, like when I first started, and I found this little trinket. It's a little trinket horse thing. I'm like, I got to get that thing. And I sat it on my computer, and here we are today. He's with me.
The trinket horse.
Yeah, he's there. But she also said today, like when I was coming down, said, "How you feeling?" I said, it's a little different. She said, "Well, just make believe you're in the garage." So.
I love that.
Yeah. So that's pretty neat too. Yeah.
So this might be your first trip to the NHC, and your award that you won might be quote unquote Rookie of the Year.
Yes.
But that's only in terms of this, right? I mean, you are far from being a rookie when it comes to handicapping.
I've played my whole life. Not as much as I would have liked to, but in my beginning years, my dad and uncle used to take me up to the track on Fridays, and that's kind of where I learned to structure bets and stuff. And as the family grew, that kind of went on the back burner. Always the Derby, the Preakness, Belmont. We were constantly watching that, and I tried to follow as much as I could. But I say when we moved to Florida about 7 years ago, and that's when I kind of started to pick it up again, and really serious for the NHC. Now I was sitting there this time last year and saw the commercial on TV, and I said, I got to do that. Here I am. Yeah.
It's a full circle moment, right? And that's a pretty quick turnaround from seeing an ad to being like, and I'm here now a year later.
And I procrastinated too. I wrote it on my calendar. It said sign up for the NHC, and then on my desk at work, and I'm like, sign up. I'm like, I got to do that. And finally, I did it. It took me like a month, and then the first term I finished third. And I was like, whoa, that's a floss. It's not going to happen again. And then I had another one and finished like 300th. And then the third one, I ended up winning the seat. And then it got real good. Yeah, for that.
Well, if you extrapolate your story into what's going on now, somebody who's watching this show could be next year's Rookie of the Year, I guess, right?
Sure, yeah. And the thing with... what I like about this game is, so I bass fish too, and I want
I think my boyfriend's watching, and literally he would not stop talking this weekend about how he's got the boat ready to go out. He's going to go bass fishing. We live in Kentucky, so, it's part of the culture.
So what's crazy about it is I have a few state championships, a national title in it, but also...
in bass fishing?
Yeah, and also think about bass fishing, right? And any other sport. So bass fishing, you have that one extra thing in there, which is the bass. You're also competing against your friends, right?
Yeah.
And guess what? You do the same here. You're competing against the horses, but your friends are here too. You compete against them too. So it makes it kind of fun. And so many bass tournaments I've been to, and as you see the people, it's the same as this. You're just like, but you still have that one extra thing in it, which is the horse.
So a horse playing tournament, what I'm hearing, is kind of like a bass fishing tournament.
Who would know? Who would think that?
I love this comparison. Swain, honey, if you're listening, you should get into this.
Yeah, I got some tips for him.
Yeah, on the bass fishing, what kind of bait to use.
So now that you're here, right? I mean, obviously the thing just started, but I mean, are you addicted? I mean, is this going to be, basically a goal of yours every year moving forward now?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I told my wife last night we went to Caesars. We went to Carmen's, great restaurant, by the way. Plug for Carmen's, that Italian restaurant, super. And we're sitting there. I said, I'd like Vegas this time of year.
Like start making your plans, right?
We should shoot for this every year. So yeah, definitely.
But there's not a lake around here to fish in, is there?
True.
I mean, that would really round it out nicely, I think.
What does she think about being here and being part of the scene? Does she come in and support, or is she out shopping?
Well, she's Wednesday was the casino, so she did a lot of gambling on Wednesday, and today she has a friend she was in school with way back when, and happens to live here in Vegas or outside Vegas, and they're out hiking today. One of the
hiking in Vegas. You kind of always forget about that.
Yeah, they're doing some mountain. I'm not sure. She said it's like a half hour away.
Red Rock Canyon or something like that.
It's in the Red Rock area, but maybe it's that one. Yeah.
That seems like a good place that you could at least mentally go to like visualize. I don't know where your happy place, your calm place is. Yeah. If it's on your boat, holding, a 5-pound bass, if it's on, the top of a mountain somewhere. Do you have to go internalize and go to find your happy place when you're playing in these tournaments, or?
I would say somewhat I do. It's kind of like the environment, just like you mentioned, it's a little different with all this, but my happy place was the garage. And inside, I'm like, okay, this is where I want to be. Because the week gets hectic, you're doing whatever it may be, and then I have that little downtime in the garage where this is it. And I do have a full race book in there.
It's your own control center,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And then you barricade in there, and
it's getting ridiculous.
You're focused. I hear you.
That's a lot of fun.
Well, we have NHC Rookie of the Year, Mike Abernathy, here with us. We thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you.
Good luck here. Enjoy your time more than anything.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes, best of luck.
Best of luck.
And hey, if all else fails, just go flip some jigs and hook some pigs.
All right, we're cutting right now up to the floor with Alexa.
Hey guys, I have found my favorite table. This is actually the table I sat with last year when I competed in the NHC, and it's full of stars. We have Judy Wagner, the only female to ever have won this. Judy, how's it going?
Well, I'm out of the gate, but I didn't make a big splash coming out of the gate, but I am out of the gate.
So you've hit something, you're on the leaderboard.
I am on the leaderboard with something besides a big goose egg.
That's good. It does not feel good to have a big goose egg in this tournament. Okay, what was the play?
It was Aqueduct, the 5-horse, in the first race.
I don't know what those odds were. What were they?
5 or 6 to 1. Yeah.
Okay, so you've won this thing before. This is like a cakewalk now.
No.
What's your plan?
Well, I just steady, and my sweet spot for picks are generally 5 to 1 to 10 to 1. If I could be steady with those.
Clocking 10 to 1s all day will get you up on the leaderboard for sure.
Yeah, but the only thing is when that bomb hits, you have to be careful because a lot of people will have it.
Okay, so tell us about when you won this thing. Walk us through that.
I won a long time ago, but it was just as much fun, but a lot less people. I was very intimidated. It was my first time to ever qualify that I went to NHC, and I was definitely in the minority as far as males and females. There were very few females, very few females. So I had not been around a lot of the correction of jockeys and screaming at the horses and things like that. So it was fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy in this room, and it's amazing. You're bringing it in for the ladies here. We also have Ellen over here, another female player, and Joey Johnson. He's here with his dad. They're always playing together. How's it going?
I'm just excited to be here. I'm not qualified, so just excited.
Are you helping your dad handicap?
No, I would be of no use.
You're qualified though, aren't you? Okay, so talk to us about your
My approach so far is failing me, but it's early yet, so I'm hopeful. My main thing was getting organized. I spent hours getting organized and not enough time looking at the program, but I'm working on it. Yeah, I'm optimistic.
Well, organization is a huge part of this long weekend. I mean, it is long. You have to have a plan and stick to it. So, again, this is, sentimental for me to be here with this team who cheered me on all last year while I was climbing the leaderboard, and I'm going to be doing the same for them. I wish you all a lot of luck this weekend. Thanks. Back to you guys.
I love that table. God, my voice. This is good. I think it was that chocolate, the Three Musketeers.
I think that it is the high chews are getting readily consumed.
I gotta stop eating. I don't I eat way too much while we're live, but I do love that table. Judy, Joey, great table, and now we have a really, really great table because we've got the actual star of the show, Mr. Ellis Starr himself.
The Uber capper.
The STARR of the show.
Mm-hmm. Ellis, you're double qualified. What the heck? Look at you.
I know it's you don't. I guess I don't try anymore. And I tried.
My gosh!
I tried last year. I tried last year, and I didn't get my tickets till February. I got both entries in February, and this year I kind of tried a little bit, and I just decided to go to Horseshoe in Indianapolis to play in a great contest, Indiana Derby Day. And I won one, and then they had one on Veterans Day where you too, we do that pick 5 for the Veterans Charity in Indiana. That Horseshoe does such good charity work, and my pick 5 didn't go well. I think I went 0 for 500, but they had an online contest that day, and it was very chalky, and I ended up winning by 80 cents, so I got my second one. So I was done in November, and it was fun.
I want to say to the people watching, maybe Ellis Starr from his work at Racelands, Equibase as national handicapper, and for ABR readers, he has his weekly handicapping column on our site. So you get around.
I do get around. I get around.
How's it feel to be that man?
I also get on air once in a while when I'm not standing in front of cameras.
He was giving me his Derby week schedule. I about fell over last night. I'm like, Ellis, I'm barely if I actually watch the Derby this year, I'll consider it a success. Yeah. This dude's got 30 public gigs that weekend.
Thanks for squeezing us in.
Yeah.
Well, it's fun. I when somebody say earlier when I was talking to somebody about Racelands, and they said, sounds like you really enjoy teaching. And it's one of the things that I just jive on. So that week when, people bring their all the corporate groups bring bucket lists, groups to the Churchill or to restaurants all week, and they need a handicapper. And there's a lot of good handicappers that do stuff, as you guys know. You're great handicappers too, and that they're usually busy doing other stuff, working for other publications or doing TV and ABR. And I happen to be, once I'm handicapping the Derby card, I'm available. So, it's great to go mingle with 30, 40, 50, 60 people and just tell them a few things. And all they want's the winner, but it's still fun to do my best and then hang out on Derby Day. It's like I said, it's a lot of fun. It's still one of the, not the greatest 2 minutes in sports, but the whole thing, everything Churchill does and the way they treat the fans, everybody just has a great time.
Yeah. What advice would you give to Ellis Starr this weekend?
Well, first of all, remember you're not going to sleep much. I envy the people that have husband and wife teams and stuff.
Ellis was out at the clubs last night, you guys. He wasn't up handicapping. He was in Tao.
Don't let him fool you. He's, No, but you have to hunker down, right? I mean, not only you here in some professional capacity, but with not only one but two entries, right? I mean, that's all of your time, basically, right?
It's true. I'm not saying I got a system, but I mean, we play. Jim Goodman, who's a great host, you guys know, of course, that does handicapping contests, director of wagering development in Keeneland. We have contests starting in January through March at the Red Mile Racetrack, where the simulcasting is. So we're playing these kinds of contests on Penn National and Turfway and Delta, and so I do get every Friday to play similar formats where we're playing 25 or 30 races to get 12 entries and 12 races to bet. So I get that. So at least I have my system down in terms of doing the races, but now you have to go through 150 races as opposed to 30 races to find the plays.
Yeah, big difference.
It is a big difference, yeah.
Yeah. Now, you ran actually a contest also. The Equibase Race Lens had an extensive qualifying contest over the last several months. Were you part of that, also setting that up? And
I did a little bit. We had a contest many years ago which was similar. This one I kind of just helped with the marketing, and I thought it was a great idea because...
Race to the NHC, right?
Pardon?
Race to the NHC.
Race to the NHC contest, yeah, where the top two were weekly qualifiers, and anybody that finished, I can't remember the top 5 or 10, and played a final, and the top 2 got NHC seats, and a couple people got last chance seats, and it was a big success. I think we're going to do it again because hundreds of people were not only exposed to Race Lens, but it gave people more chances to get in because, as we all know, you can't buy your way into this thing. You have to win it.
Yeah, it's one of those ways. It's like the Kentucky Derby as that journey is unfolding. Can't pay any amount of money to be in that race or be in this room. You got to earn it honestly.
Have you met your winners? Have they stopped by the booth here? The Race Lens winners?
No, I don't think I have. I met somebody that won a last chance seat, but I have not met them. But I'm hoping. I'm sure we will at the party, at the dinner party on Saturday night. That we'll be doing. I hope they do well. I mean, it's good for us, but it's not to plug the product because I'm not here plugging the product. But it's a good tool for people that like to handicap and handicap quickly when you're in a hurry, like today.
Yeah, I see a lot of people using it. I mean, I really do. I mean, you look around the room, people got it up on their laptops. I know I use it when I handicap. I think you've also got to have some like active brain cells to like actually functionally like apply it, which I haven't been able to do to the best of my ability yet. But no, yesterday I had two things. I had the daily racing form up, and I had Race Lens alongside it because I like doing the. Like a lot of you could do some like real deep dive research on pedigree and on and on the human connections, the trainers, the jockeys. Sometimes you find like a crazy trend just running these searches, and Race Lens, it's just so robust. You could do so many different searches that you could also waste a lot of time, which is what I do. I get distracted, but I think that's the power of it, right?
Well, it is certainly one of the things is to save time, but also, especially when you're in a room with 800 or 600 and something people that are all handicapping, find something different. And so, for example, I might look at lifetime PPs and these races at Gulfstream where they're going from all-weather to turf to all-weather to dirt, etc. And I can find a horse at Gulfstream like maybe a year and a half ago that ran a similar race, and now all of a sudden it hasn't run in a race like that since the one I walked up to you before that ran fourth at 25-1 was an example of a horse that it was off the 12 lines that most people get in their racing forms or other even equibase products. But with lifetime PPs, I saw a race. I said, well, if the horse can run that race again, got a shot. Missed second by a half a length. So, those kinds of things that you can find besides the statistical stuff.
Ellis, you may have noticed it's a little quieter here this morning. There's one person missing, but he's jumped into the chat. Rachel, I can only allow you to read this because I know he's your favorite person at the NHC.
Bobby.
Wish I was able to make it this year. I'm having Major League FOMO. I miss everyone. Good luck, everybody. Throw those sticks over the fence. Jockey! Bobby!
We miss you, Bobby. Come on. How could you not be
If
here?
you don't know who Bobby is, first step, go to Instagram, look up America's Best Racing. One of the top pinned videos on our page is from here,
How
from
many millions
NHC.
of views does that video have?
Oh, millions and millions. It's one of our most viral videos, and it is of Bobby's race reaction
Shake 'em
here
up.
at NHC.
Shake 'em up.
It's going to deliver you your new favorite catchphrases. And I knew that this room was missing something.
Right?
We're missing Bobby shaking him up and the throw the stick over the fence jockey. I don't know. Someone else in this room is going to have to rise to the occasion.
Well, the first mandatory is coming, so maybe that'll get people excited.
I'm excited.
Teach me that move, and I'll see if I can
Teach
do
me
it
that move.
sometime in the next day or two.
Bobby, question for you. Jump in the chat. A, do you think Ellis can pull off the throwing the whip over the fence, or the stick, excuse me, over the fence? And 2, what is it going to take to get you here? Can we fly you out now? Talk to us. Tell us how we get you here. We need Bobby.
The live chat is probably one of the best features of the live stream. So drop in there, everybody.
All right, Ellis, you said you need to go in a little bit. What's your game plan without giving away your full game plan?
Well, it's really the same. I'm sorry for stuttering. It's really the same as when I play. I really make a list of double the number of mandatories. So right now I think I have 16 races to find 9 plays. I'll have to double up on a couple since I play them on 2 tickets and hope I get the odds. You know, the first race at Gulfstream, I had 2 horses, but the favorite scratch, so the horse I like is 5-2. I didn't bet it. That was $11. I hope it doesn't cost me later. A lot of people here feel that way. But plan is to just look at each race that I have already listed, and hopefully I'll get the odds I want and start moving up the board, you know.
Awesome. All right, Ellis. We'll let you get to business. We got our next guest standing by here. Ryan, whenever you're ready, jump in Ellis' spot. Ellis, good luck. Best of luck, all right?
Good luck, Ellis.
No,
I'm Ellis.
appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
You got it.
Take care.
All right. So, Noel, did you handicap these races?
You and I were in the last chance tournament yesterday.
That's where you spent most of your time?
Yeah,
Mostly unsuccessfully.
Dan, Noel, Alexa, I missed out on all of this last
Yeah.
chance, first chance action.
So, long story short, no, I was so involved in travel and handicapping the races yesterday that last night I grabbed all the forms and I went to just hunker down. I'm like, I can't. It's too daunting of a task to start right now. So it's I'm gearing up for tomorrow. Really,
All right, so
today's my handicapping day off, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, it's a good day to take a day off. This guy never takes a day off. I met him a couple of weeks back, and I don't know how you're doing all the stuff you're doing, Ryan. Thank you for taking a few minutes with us.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no, I'm happy to be on here. This is great.
People may know you from X. What's your handle on X? So in case
It's 20 lengths clear after the Trevor Denman call of Flightline in the Pacific Classic.
Oh, gosh, the best.
Yeah, the best.
The best.
Was that a seminal moment for you? Was that
Yeah,
your...
so Del Mar is obviously my home track. I'm from San Diego, so I'll take my grandma out to the racetrack every year for the Pacific Classic. So we were there for that year. She obviously loves watching all the best horses run, so she only wants to go Pacific Classic Day.
Yeah.
She'll watch Breeders' Cup, watch Derby Day, but that's pretty much it. But we went out, and obviously Flightline was Flightline, so it was just cool getting to have that experience with her. So yeah, obviously very memorable horse too.
Iconic horse, iconic race call, and an even better Twitter handle.
Oh, yeah.
Out of all the horses that have come down the pike recently, that's the one I really regret never having seen in person, and especially for that race, to have been there at Del Mar that day when he just blew him away.
And on Breeders' Cup, I'm not embarrassed to say, I shed a tear when he was coming down the home stretch and being down on the dirt, and I was just like, there he goes.
No, it was such a cool experience to watch him run, and obviously he was just a freak of nature.
And this is the time of the year where we're going to see if there's a new Titan in our midst. Obviously, the kind of horses that we're
playing in this tournament today.
Are not
Who
flight
knows?
line,
They might not be
generally.
flight line,
Yeah.
but it can still give some exhilarating, thrilling finishes. Tell us, how's this been going for you?
It's been going all right. I didn't qualify yesterday, but that's all right. This isn't my kind of strength of betting. Isn't really the win place type method. I'm more of a horizontal guy, but it was a ton of fun to participate. It kind of changes the way you analyze and look at each race when you have to think about, I need a price or setting a goal in mind rather, or compared to, a pick five where you're able to spread and then kind of single the most likely favorite. It kind of, you have to structure your thoughts a little differently and, handicap a little different. So it's been really cool, and I think it's going to add an angle to my handicapping moving forward, which is, no complaints on me, from me on that. So I'm excited. I'm rooting on, Matt Miller's table and all the HHH guys that I roll with. So hope somebody cashes today. Or this
It's one
weekend.
thing about handicapping, playing the horses. I mean, you never stop learning, right? I mean,
No, never.
Anybody who thinks they know everything, and that includes all the guys behind me in this room, guys and girls, is that anytime you think you know everything, you are quickly humbled by this game, right?
Yes.
100%. Yeah, you're always learning in this game, and that's one of the coolest parts. It never gets repetitive. You're always learning a new angle or a new way to focus. There's always new tools coming out, so you can always improve your game.
It doesn't allow you to get too cocky, I would say.
It'll
And
humble you
I'm
quick.
not just saying that because I've been alongside Dan in his Express Bet account for years now to see.
Good plug. By the way, I use all of them. Like once the money's gone in the Express Bet account, it's on to TVG, and then it's on to whatever else is out
Twin
there.
Spires and-
FanDuel, just rotating through.
All of them. Ryan, did you have a chance to look at today's races at all, or?
Yeah, I've been looking through today's races. I got to focus more on the afternoon a little later on, but I've covered a lot of the morning races.
Okay, you got anything for us coming up? We do have that first mandatory.
Yeah,
race.
First race 2 at Oaklawn.
Race 2. Have you looked at that one?
I have, yeah. I don't think there's any flight lines in it, but I think it's an interesting race. Certainly should be thrilling. Difficult race to handicap. There's a lot of different ways to go. There's a lot of horses with kind of muddied up form. I gave a strong look to the 1. Just I think the speed from the inside might be valuable. Races like this, sometimes those horses don't like to pass one another. So I think with some real intention, Super Brady could get out to the lead. Gave a look to the number 5, obviously. That's going to be one of your favorites, Dr. Soulfire. Just Phil D'Amato's really good at these turnbacks, going route to sprint. So that's an angle I love out on the West Coast. He doesn't do it too often, but when he does, it's normally the right move. So that's another one to give some look to, but no very strong opinion in here. Obviously, if I was playing the NHC, that'd be a little bit different. I'd have to have a bit of a stronger opinion, but there's a lot of different ways to go in here.
Yeah, at this stage of a contest, and I know you said this isn't your strong suit. This is not. Maybe Noel, it's a good question for you too. How aggressive do you get with if you kind of like two horses? Maybe you like one slightly better. One is 2-1, and the other one is like 10-1. But you're like the one that you like at 2-1, you do like better, but the other one you're like, I can make a case for it. This early in the contest, do you go with the safer thing, or do you say, hey, you know what, this could really set me up nicely if I get a big price early?
I think you're always looking for the big price, right? I mean, if you have absolutely no opinion, that's one thing. But if you're even looking at that 10-1 horse as a possibility in this kind of a thing, you have to play that horse. And, let's say you do take the 2-1 horse, right? And you watch the 10-1 horse win, right? The contest just started. You feel like you just want to go home.
Kick in the gut right away, right?
Yeah. So the name of the game is that 10-1 kind of horse in this.
100%, and I think it's going to depend if it's a mandatory or an optional. I think if it's a mandatory, using a price is probably going to be to your benefit, because if you get it might separate you a little bit, versus if it's an optional and maybe the 2-1s you think is a more likely winner, but the 10-1 is a bit of a long shot. That might be able to that might be more to your detriment if it doesn't win, but I'm never going to talk against anybody picking a price. So,
yeah. Colonial Downs is about to go off race 4, Gulfstream Park race 3, and then there's Aqueduct race 3, and then after that's the race you were talking about, the first mandatory at Oaklawn. Say those numbers for us again. Which horses? Because I can see the odds now. I want to kind of.
At Oaklawn, I gave a look to the 1, Super Brady,
20-1,
the 5, Dr. Soulfire,
7-2. So. Yeah, so I guess you would
just one of those instances, right?
One of those instances, exactly, where you could go a number of directions. With it being a mandatory, I'd probably lean more towards the 1, just because if that horse does get second, you're still going to look at a good 10-1 pretty much on the place payout. And if that horse were to win, that's going to put you in a really nice spot moving forward.
And for the people watching at home, you could join me on your Express Bet account like I am about to hop onto. So, yeah, I'm about to bet as well because I like that. You've made a case. Noel, do you want to add anything? Should we play a try box here? What should we do?
Well,
boy.
I'm just looking for what the odds are. I gave a little shot to the 10 horse Larry's Legend. Just again, you're looking for horses in that odds range. That horse was 15-1 in the morning line. I'm not sure what the live odds are, but
I'm seeing 19-1.
Yeah. But when you come to these tournaments, you're not necessarily looking at a bunch of horses you'd otherwise be looking at, right?
Yeah.
And for me, Larry's Legend is one of those kind of horses. When you can get Arietta aboard, make a couple of little cases for the horse, and it's that kind of price, take a swing.
See, I like the way that you guys are all assessing this, because why I love NHC is this is, overstimulation to the max of multiple different races, multiple different race calls. And this is where I get to pick out, some of the best names I've ever seen. There's this horse running in this next race at Aqueduct, the 6. Wait, don't tell me.
Oh.
That's great. That's a good one. And that also seems like something you would say, or maybe Greg would say.
Greg would say that.
Greg would say that.
100%. Yeah. And then just talk about something completely different 8 seconds later.
And last year, I convinced you to bet on a horse, Peachy Weechy.
Oh, yeah.
Here.
Who could forget?
Won.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So sometimes you just got to go with the names, the vibes.
Sure.
Especially if it's a long shot. That's my highly analytical approach. Everyone's probably like, shut up. We don't care.
Who's the nameplay at Gulfstream in race 3?
You got to pull it up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got to see this.
Yeah, we're really prepared on this side of the
But I'll leave it to you guys to like
It's okay, I haven't looked at this third race at
There
Gulfstream
ain't
either.
no Peachy Weechy on the list.
I don't want to
No
distract
Peachy
you
Weechy.
from putting in, this ticket.
Well, no, I want to go on Race Lens, but I'm not logged in here, so I've got to try to figure out how I can log in. So, yeah. In the meantime, why don't we go to Gulfstream because it's race 3, 0 minutes to post.
All right, well, the
3 to 5 favorite.
The
yeah.
one horse, 15-1 live odds right now, signifying nothing. I kind of like that. If he gave you like a text on Valentine's Day, that signifies nothing. He's not interested. If he's not showing up with the roses, the chocolates, and a full planned date, he texted me, he called me, that signifies nothing. That's the energy that I'm getting from the one horse here at Gulfstream Park.
They're going in the gate, so you...
Yeah, and the 6
that what we're talking about?
easy as you please.
Okay. It's 9 to
2.
2. Not bad.
Well, there's a big favorite.
And there
the
you
4.
go. There's my 2. The 1 and the 6,
Okay.
based off the names here at Gulfstream.
All right, we'll see if we can knock out that 1 to 2 favorite.
Yeah.
But whatever you guys think. I mean, no one should really be trusting my opinion here. Going off the no thoughts, just vibes approach.
I like it.
So if you got any opinions in the chat, obviously feel free to jump in with those. Our wrap time was 11 o'clock. We're right up against it. We're giving you a couple of extra minutes.
And pretty
here.
soon, I think we're about 6 minutes away-ish from the mandatory race.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe we just stay live through the mandatory.
I
We'll
want
watch
them
that
to
one for
hear
you.
the noise. I want
Yeah,
them to hear
it'll be
which
good.
hopefully it's a big reaction. I hope it's an upset and not a favorite.
Mandatories are always fun to watch because that's when everybody really gets involved. Everybody's cheering for a horse in
Everyone
that race.
literally has a horse in a race. That phrase, I don't have a horse in the race. Guess again in this room.
Well, you've got to bet on your account with me, so you could also have a horse in the race. So you got those numbers 1, 5, and 10. That's what we're playing. Those are the numbers 1, 5, and 10 at Oaklawn.
At Oaklawn, okay.
Yeah. Tomorrow we're going to be back here live at 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern. Ryan, you don't know this yet, but you're going to kick off the show with us.
Love it.
So please add that to your calendar.
You're hired.
So Ryan will be with us, and we will, with tomorrow being the lead up to the cutoff to Sunday, where 80 people will advance to Sunday and have a chance at that $800,000. Tomorrow will be more of a handicapping, betting intensive day, so we'll all have programs in front of us, daily racing forums, and we'll all be throwing picks out. And the reason is because tomorrow a lot of these players are going to be way too stressed to come on with us. A lot of the people who are actually in the NHC. So today was about meeting some of the players, and I think we've shown a nice cross-section of personalities. We saw some legends, including a couple of new Hall of Famers, and then we saw a couple people who were young, and the youngest player to play that you interviewed, 25, 24?
Yeah, which I'm glad that I asked him how old he was, because I was fully prepared to say, so how does it feel to be here at 18?
and Justin Mustari, who was 30, he looks 14. So,
I met him yesterday, and I thought, I don't know, like he was cheering on. It was the first time I had the pleasure of meeting him. He's so young. It's awesome to see, young guys like that.
Who knew playing horses was going to give people such a youthful glow?
Yeah, right?
Because they got to stay inside.
Yeah.
Stay inside, out of sunlight.
I was just told here that Alex, who's been manning the cameras here for us around the room, he is going to be in the middle of the room and capturing some sound of the crowd reacting to this first mandatory, so that should be fun to watch.
That will be fun.
Oh, boy, I know. All of the eyes, I can tell you. So all of the machines where everyone has to go place their selections are all filled with people. Some last-minute decisions, I would say, are in our midst.
Yeah, they're checking those last-minute odds. These odds can change so fast. I mean, you play a horse that's 10-1, and you walk up to the window, and now all of a sudden the horse is 6-1, and then the race goes off, and now he's 3-1, and you're like, what the heck happened to my 10-1 shot? Yeah. So I guess the key is wait as long as you can. But in the mandatory races, you can't risk it almost, right? Because there's a line at the machines for when all 600 people got to go up there.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you got to make a plan. You got to have the horses that you like, and you just got to kind of roll with that. And you can adjust later on in the day if there's some big totals up there and you need to play a little bit of catch up, you can kind of adjust and go to the long shots. But I think it's important to kind of stick with your plan, at least for that first half of the day. So at least you have, some structure and some routine, and you're playing, your strongest opinions. And then you can adjust later on if it's really necessary.
Yeah, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. Right? It's a marathon, not a sprint. We got 3 days. You got to pace yourself for sure.
Yeah, this is chess, not checkers.
We've got full screen now on Oaklawn. This is an interesting. What filter is this? Would you say, Rachel?
I would say that if we're going like OG Instagram, that's like a sepia. I don't know what's going on with it. A little yellow hue. It's kind of like you're looking at the track through rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, it's dramatic. Do we know, is DRF live? Because we wanted to kick it over to them. Does anybody know? Do you guys have any indicators DRF live? Because if they are, they are planning on being live this afternoon with more coverage after this. So are they live yet? Do we know?
It doesn't look like they are yet,
right,
based off of me, peeping.
They haven't angrily come over here to yell at us yet about to get out of the way
for stepping on them now. Yeah, so DRF is planning I think 16 hours of live coverage, so that'll follow us today, and then like I said, tomorrow they'll do early coverage, and then we'll start 2 p.m. Pacific here, carry it right through till the cutoff. So we're going to find out who makes it to the final day, and then Sunday we're going to do from noon Pacific all the way through to the final 10, and to see who wins it. You're still planning leaving on Sunday? There's no...
no, I think I'm going to change and stay through Sunday.
Change?
I think that's the plan now. I think that's the plan.
That really took some convincing.
It's not hard.
Can we offer you a hike shoe as a thank you for staying with us?
There we go. That's even more worth it now.
Just an unmarked...
wrapped.
Yeah.
Little
do you
brick.
normally accept
candy from strangers?
Candy?
No, I was told as a kid not to, but now I make my own choices. So
that guy looks trustworthy to you?
Come on, I'm like Santa Claus.
He has a sweater vest on. Come on. Yeah. This is a very trustworthy, upstanding member of society.
So this is the calm before the storm, right? I mean, this is the first mandatory, the entire tournament.
Yeah.
They picked in my opinion, they picked a really interesting race. It was 12 horses scratched down to 11.
What I also like, people are in the chat, dropping their picks here. They're telling us who they would play if they're in the contest. I'm assuming none of these people are actually playing and sharing their picks. These are people who I think are betting from home, watching from home. Thank you for everybody who's joining us and watching right now. Alex likes the 2. You got some agreement with you here, Ryan from Big Sexy, unless this is your burner. They also like the 5.
It's his mother.
Is it?
Yeah.
Bill likes the 7 here at 14 to 1.
Look at that big chunk of money my 10 horse just took down to 13 to 1.
Wow.
And Bobby's being coy. He's not giving us his pick, but he says he loves and misses us. Ellis, throw everything over the fence. Make sure you guys go to table 7 and 6. Our friends from last year are still there. Rachel was pissed. Rachel was pissed.
I don't know if that's a friend or if.
That's you. All right, more picks in the chat. Bobby, who do you like? Don't hold out on us, man. If you got a pick, let us know. So we've got multiple people who like this 7 at 13 to 1. What are you seeing on the 7? Anything interesting there?
Somehow I ended up at Fairgrounds.
Hey, which by the way, at Gulfstream, signifying nothing. He's led most of this race.
7.
He's not going to win, but.
If signifying nothing wins this,
he's running a big race at 15
He is
to 1.
running a huge race at 15 to 1.
Because that's the 2 to 5 favorite bearing down on him.
Again,
Passing him.
signifying nothing.
Yeah, maybe gets second, which is actually, a significant amount of points. Oh, no.
Maybe not.
No.
Hey, but the fact that
Still ran a good race for being one of the longer shots in the field.
there you have it.
To answer your question, Dan, I didn't see too much on the 7. And here, his only dirt effort didn't enthuse much. But,
yeah.
I mean, if he gets back to the synthetic form, then, I mean, he can compete here for sure. But off that last effort, getting beaten 24 1/4 lengths, he had some trouble at the beginning of the race. He was shuffled, he dropped back, and maybe he didn't have much of a shot. So maybe second time out, they're just kind of find something. But he's taking significant money down under half of what the morning line was.
Yeah, and he's almost 3 months off after that race, too. Doesn't really inspire confidence. But you know what? That's why the horse is 15 to 1. And if you can find an angle on a horse that's 15 to 1, that's who you play here. So
they're going into the gate now. You can see them on the right side there. This is the first mandatory race of NHC 2025 weekend.
We're not going to try to talk over a lot of this race, right? Because it's going to get loud in here.
I don't think we have sound from the race, so I think we're not. So we can kind of narrate. We do have Alex's sound, yeah. So Alex will be in the middle there. If it gets really loud, then we'll just shut up and listen to the sound of people screaming.
I'd imagine when they turn from home, it's going to get pretty loud in here.
I did follow your advice. I bet an exacta box 1-5-10.
Oh, that would be huge.
There you hear the...
And the track announcer at Oaklawn is announcing this is the start for the NHC mandatory races. It's always good to get a shout out, right, from the track announcer.
Heck yeah.
How about the 7? People, Bill doubling down.
Still
7.
coming down
right,
on the
Bobby
7?
likes the 9.
There they go.
The 7 showed speed today.
Yeah, 7 out the gate. Quick.
Lining up.
My 10 is up there, too.
I'd say the only one that's definitely out is the 1. Sorry to anyone that bet the 1.
Uh-oh.
Wait, no, it's early. It's early.
It looks like a little pony chasing him down back there.
Stop it.
No, he's
that
got
was
him right
Ryan's
where he
pick. You're
wants
hurting
him.
Ryan's feeling more than anything. That was you were the one who said the 1.
I said the 1.
No, he's only 15 lengths behind.
Only
he got him
15
right where he
lengths
wants him.
Tony the pony.
Noel's 10 is up there, though. If we could bring a 10-5, we'd
This
be
10
thrilled with
horse,
that.
guys.
Wow. Noel, I hope you bet this.
No, I was too busy sitting here.
10-5. Come on, 10-5. Come on, 10-5. Come on.
Guys, this 10 has a chance here.
Bobby's
Billy has
9.
a shot
Bobby's
here.
9. Oh, come on, 10. Right back.
Oh, here comes a 5. No, we're not going to beat this 9.
Oh, my God.
Oh, 5.
Wow. All right. Well, good call on both the 5 and the 10. They both ran
9-5.
pretty big races.
They both ran decent. 5 left himself with a little too much to do coming for home.
And
Tyler
wide,
Bacon's been great. He was the rider on the 9. He's been so good this meet.
That wide move on the turn for home, like everyone flattens out. Like, no, you got to be a pretty special horse to kind of keep that momentum going, especially trying to get by a horse who's been on the front end, especially a horse that's been on the inside. Now, I think I didn't see exactly when this horse hit the lead, but he turned for home on the lead, and that's usually that puts you at a major advantage at Oaklawn.
Tyler Bacon was aggressive out of there and just kind of sent to the lead. The 10's had a great trip, and I thought looked pretty good turning for home, but Tyler Bacon's had his horses in all the best spots for a lot of this meet, so.
That was an interesting horse. I mean, he was 4 to 1, so that's not a horse we were talking about a lot in terms of the tournament played. But, this horse has all these 2-turn route races. He had one recent sprint race. Today's race was 6 furlongs. 2 races ago at 6 furlongs was by far the horse's best recent race, I think. So, if you did play that horse, there's nothing wrong with getting $10 on a horse like that.
Not at all.
Bobby sent us this message literally as the gates were closing, like as the horses were fully loaded. We need now your picks with at least 5 minutes to post so that we can actually bet them. If you're going to go ahead and pick winners, you could give us a little bit of heads up so we could bet them with you. Come on, Bobby.
Lock it in.
Lock it in. All right, so I think from what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing, DRF is not yet up, but keep an eye on their channels. I think they're still attempting to get up, and if not, we will. You'll hear from us at some point. We'll be in touch. We'll check in.
You'll be hearing from our lawyers.
Yeah, exactly. But no, we will be live again. Just as a reminder, all 3 days here at the NHC. Back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific. Then again on Sunday at noon Pacific. For those watching at home, hope you enjoyed the coverage. Rachel, great job working the room. Noel, spectacular job. Ryan, you as well.
I think I'm going to go back to the hammock.
You going back to the hammock?
I don't know.
I'm jealous. I mean, you had the prime gig today. With the palm tree guy, anyone who's been coming, if you've been here, there's a guy who literally brings his palm trees into the room with him, and he's known as the palm tree guy.
From Boston.
And now he's the hammock guy.
Yeah, he's the hammock guy. And it was good. That was Rachel looked so relaxed. She was just chilling. I could tell you didn't want to get up at all.
I didn't. I really didn't. As I said, I might go climb back in there and take in the rest of the action horizontally from this room. But
now, Greg and JD. By the way, Greg and JD and Alex are behind the scenes here. They've been here early. JD got in on Tuesday and is still breathing, and has been setting things up, lighting.
Yeah,
all
but
these
talk to him on
cords
Sunday
around.
though about
Yeah,
that.
Yeah. He's
gonna make it.
Well, luckily he doesn't really gamble, so that kind of helps surviving a week in
he
Vegas.
doesn't get roped into Dan's blackjack table antics.
No, but he'll be hitting the nightclubs at 2:30 in the morning.
He will. But yeah, so they've been here doing all the setup. Want to give them a huge shout out. Because this is a massive operation. I sometimes take pictures of the cables that we bring out to all these things. It's so many cables. Yeah. It's just that's all. It's just so many cables. All I could say. I was going to propose to you. I don't know if you guys. What do you guys give me nod? I could tell based on your expression. JD already looks concerned. Do we want to put up a be right back and kind of put the show on pause until we figure out what happens with DRF and give it a little bit of time? And if anything, maybe, we can come back for another race. Does that work? Okay. Yeah, but do we have a we'll be back thing? All right, cool. All right, so this is what we'll do. We're not going to totally end the show. If you're watching this, you've been enjoying it, hang on. We're going to see if DRF doesn't have coverage here, we may be able to come back for another race or two. We'll probably bring Alexa back in and see if she can do a race with us. But anyhow.
Just, for informational purposes, the next mandatory race is 11:51. That's Tampa Bay Race 5. Okay. So that's not an eternity from right now. Yeah.
So why don't we do that? Give us 30 minutes. We'll try to figure out what's going on, and we might be back. And if not, we'll see you tomorrow. But you guys seem to be enjoying this. I see how many people are in the chat viewing it. So we'll be back. All right, we are back in Vegas at the Horseshoe. We took a little bit of a break. We loaded up on some beers. You got another cough drop?
Yeah, you guys loaded up on some beers. I loaded up on another cough drop. What can I say? It was a bold move going back to back from a Cabo bachelorette trip into a Vegas work trip. I'm recovering. I'm feeling better. I don't regret anything. I'm seeing Pitbull tonight. And as much as I love being here for this, I have to be honest. I was like, I got to get there. I got to see Pitbull. I was in the club in Mexico, dancing to all of his greatest hits. And I was like, I can't believe I get to see this guy in Vegas next week. This is crazy. So I've got a cough drop. Y'all have got beers, and y'all also have some picks, I think, for some of these next races. So we're going to have fun. We're going to keep the good vibes going.
Cheers to you making it to Pitbull.
Yep.
Cheers,
I don't know how you made it
for-
back from Cabo, Rachel. I did one of those for a bachelor party once, and it took me 2 weeks to recover.
I don't know. Something's not right in my body. I don't know what to say other than just something ain't sitting right.
Did you tell that to the hammock guy before you hopped on?
Why do you think I didn't want to get out of there? I was like, this is the first time I've known peace. I was fighting for my life through airports yesterday. I was, saying a prayer, taking a lot of medications to get through the skies cross country because it was a lot.
Touch and go.
I don't want to bring all the details into this because
actually I want the details. I want the details, but I want them after the mandatory race that's coming up at Tampa Bay Down. So there's 1 minute to the 5th race. Important to note that Bobby, listening to us, came in early with a pick. He not only came in with a pick, he gave us an exacta in this race. This is the second mandatory race here of NHC 2025 on NHC Friday. He's got the 11 Woodstock Flight? Woodcock Flight, and the 7 You Talking to Me. So a 7-11 exacta for Bobby. He also gave us some picks at Aqueduct. I don't even know if that race has gone off or not. And by the way, we just heard that there was a 95-1 shot that won at the fairground. So expect some movement in the leaderboard. Ryan, how do you see things shaping up?
I was going to say, we haven't really seen those long shots come in, and as we were getting ready to go live, a 95-1 shot decided to win by open lengths at Fairgrounds. But this race at Tampa coming up is competitive. You could go a number of different ways. I'm looking probably towards the 6, Mr. Crowley. I don't think there's a ton of speed in here, and I think this horse has the chance to go wire to wire, or if not, sit very close if someone else decides to be aggressive out of there.
I like that call, and oftentimes I'm looking for, especially in like softer fields, claiming fields like this is like lower level racing. You could find horses who are stretching out from a distance, which is like a sprint distance, going, in this case 6 furlongs or 5 furlongs, which is about 3/4 of a mile. Now going past a mile to a mile and a 16th, like this horse did in his last race. And you saw, even though previously that horse was off the pace, obviously given the horse's speed in a sprint race, was on the lead. And now in this race, you pointed out, because I did a quick scan, that's always how I start. Right? I'm like, let me see what the speed is in this race. Is there a lot of speed? Is there no speed? I didn't see any horses with a bunch of 1s by their names. So I'm like, all right, these horses, not many of these run on or near the lead. I like Mr. Crowley as a pick there. I also agree with Bobby. I like the 7 a little bit. And if you like the 7, you like the 9 because they're kind of they're coming out of similar races, and I think the 9 is done a little better. And then Eddie the Great is a little sneaky to me. Last couple of races, not so much, but if you go like 3 and 4 races back, those are numbers that would win this race. So Eddie the Great is the 8 horse at 7-1. Your 6 is 4-1. And then we got the 7 at 9-2. How about you?
I'm still trying to get my DRF
this
page
thing just
to load
doesn't
here.
seem to want to be loading here. You want that for a second?
Yeah, I mean, let's see. What magic can I work here?
We circled E minor as a just a sort of the moment.
Okay,
play.
yeah. So the 3 horse, anyone who watched the Super Bowl halftime show is familiar with A minor. Well, 3 is E minor, or should I say E minor.
You wouldn't let that opportunity.
Didn't let that go to waste, no.
And I have such good genes for shuffling back and forth. You guys don't even know. That little dance move, the little two-step.
I mean, you're not locked into anything, so you want to do it?
I mean, not right now.
Okay.
I'm juggling a lot here.
You are. What do you have on your lap? What do you have? 32 items on your lap.
I have a water.
We have a whole table here where you can put things.
A phone. I don't like clutter. I would rather have clutter in my crotch than on the table.
All right, let's go back to the mandatory race here at Tampa Bay Towns. All right, they are seriously though. They are going into the gate. They're almost there. You want to give us a quick pick? You?
Is that what I just said? E minor?
That's your pick, the 3? All right.
I like the 7. You talking to me?
All right. I'm going to go with the 8 for a price.
I'll go with the 6, Mr. Crowley.
All right. So we're not full screen here. I thought we'd be full screen on the. Maybe if I could full screen this. We'll see how this looks. Hold on. All right. So it's top right there is Tampa Bay Downs. And it looks like the 5 is on the lead.
Yeah.
And Mr. Crowley, the horse that we said would show some speed, is sitting right off. So.
I mean, Napoleon's War is the long shot in the field. Kind of the only way this horse could have gone was go to the front and be aggressive.
So you don't mind this setup here? Things kind of shaping up pretty nicely into that turn.
I don't mind it. I probably would have liked to see the 5 on this easy lead, but I don't mind. Or the 6, sorry, on this easy lead. But I don't mind seeing the 6 in a good spot here.
A lot of people, by the way, have been asking us questions about Dave Portnoy. Rachel, you went over and you interviewed Elio, who's in the contest. Portnoy's with him. We did speak to Elio, and tomorrow they want us to ask a lot of questions of Portnoy. Do you think you grab him tomorrow?
You know, I'm going to try and work my magic. He's trying to keep like a low profile, you know?
Yeah, in a room filled with 800 people who don't care about anything.
Yeah.
Like 800 people are just like, whatever.
Exactly. Like, this is a room full of people that could not care less who anyone is. Like, Cher could be sitting in the corner like, yeah, my wife kind of likes that lady.
Yeah.
And that's the most of a reaction you're going to get out of him. So I think that he's going to enjoy.
You're on the lead here with E minor.
No way.
Oh, kicking away. Look at you. Ooh, my 8 up the rail. We might have an exacta here. No, 3-9. Maybe the 8.
You guys.
9.
Did I just...
What was the horse's name?
E minor. I feel like that deserves... I'm doing the little 2-step shuffle in my chair. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Funny play.
You guys, a rose sits between 2 horse-playing thorns, and I got you the pick.
All right, give me my program back. let me. I need to get back to work here. Let's see. So Aqueduct Race 6, is that the next one? So we've got another one coming. Yeah, so we got like 35 minutes. We've got some time. So now would be a good time to tell some personal stories. Anything, what's your most embarrassing moment?
Most embarrassing moment? Oh, man. I don't know. I find it hard to get embarrassed. I don't have a lot of shame, so I'll just do whatever. I'm more reasonable now. I've reined it in a bit. But when I was, 18 or whatever, I was acting a fool just all the time. I used to ride my longboard around. Grew up down in San Diego, so I'd go around with some friends.
Are you talking like PB area?
I've been a little bit in PB.
When you say longboard.
Yeah. Like a
that's
long
the
skateboard.
Vibe that I'm getting.
Oh yeah, PB up and down the boardwalk was a place that I frequented for sure. I think this time was in Park by Mission Bay. I decided that there was a bit of a hill. At the bottom of the hill, there was like a tree root, and I looked at my friends and I was like, I bet you I could hit that and do a cool like stunt flip thing off of it. It didn't work. Broke my ribs. Got a concussion. Messed myself up pretty good. So that was fun. It was fun to say that I did it, but that was about all the fun that I had.
And I am so risk averse, and you know this.
It's true.
Horse player, but you're risk averse.
I'm not a good horse player. I am so risk averse. Like I fell off a bike when I was like 5 years old and never got back on. Like that's how risk averse I am. You know this.
Yeah, it's true. Anytime any of us like hurt ourselves, Dan's like, well, what were you doing being outside?
Why were you outside?
Why were you outside of the hammock?
Why? All right. Now we've got a special guest in right here, John
the Clocker from Churchill Downs.
Yep, Churchill, going to be Keeneland here starting on Thursday.
Oh, right.
Nice.
That's where I started 25 years ago. So,
this is a
Yeah, go ahead.
This is a bit of a change of scenery. You come around here often, or?
Oh, this is my 16th year, I think, 15th or 16th year.
Oh,
Yeah.
veteran.
Yeah, I don't clock in the winter anymore. I used to clock at Gulfstream, but now it fits my schedule perfect, really.
Nice. We saw your name up on the leaderboard yesterday at the first chance qualifier. Were you already qualified, and where did you finish? You did get another entry for
Yeah,
something.
I was double qualified for this year already, so I got one for next year.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Why are you so good?
I've done it all my life.
But there's a lot of people that they do it their whole lives.
I've done it since I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up on the racetrack. My dad was a blacksmith. I grew up around the track with him on weekends and summers.
Oh, wow.
And he rode races when he was younger. My uncle was a jock. My uncle rode 6 derbies.
Who's your uncle?
Jimmy Nichols.
Nice. Okay.
Gallup Risen Star. Picked him out of that's after he retired. And so I've been around the races all my life.
That's awesome. What is your most memorable moment, either in betting or at the NHC?
I was sitting next to Paul Matis when he won it. I'm good friends with Paul. It was funny, though, that year. We're out at dinner that night. He gives me 2 $500 chips. I'm like, so I got 2 $500 chips. I really don't do casino gambling. So we're at the bar downstairs at the Treasure Island, and I'm looking at the roulette tables. Like, I'm going to go over and put $500 on my birthday, on 5/13, one on each. Oh, my God. So I got looking over there, and it was packed, and people were smoking. I'm like, nah, I don't feel like going over there. So we're sitting, they had a preliminary contest on Sunday. It was over on Saturday. He'd won it. So we're sitting there Sunday, and I found one race to play at Gulfstream I liked all day. It was a Nick Zito on the grass, which nobody would ever bet. But he was by a lemon drop kid. He ran once on the dirt, showed a little speed, and there was no speed in the race, so I went and bet 500 win place on him. Wins, wire to wire, pays $30. Paul looks at me after he won the $800,000 the day before. He goes, why'd you tell me you like that horse?
That is such a horse fight. You always need more. It's never enough.
Yeah.
Never enough. Yeah. Wait, what did that horse go off at?
It went off 13 to 1, paid almost $30, 13 or 14 to 1.
That's sick. That's awesome.
Yeah, so
that is awesome.
Cashed down for $15,000 off the 2 $500 chips he gave me. I mean, that's the fun thing out here. And I mean, this stuff like Rachel Alexander breaking her maiden. I mean, I clocked at Saratoga too, quite a lot, probably like 16 out of the last 20 years. And just saw so many good horses up there. Some good horses at Churchill. I like seeing them. Try to find them before anybody knows who they are, like Gun Runner. Some horses just stand out.
So does that happen a lot? Like, how much of the texts and messages that you get in a day are from buddies that are maybe in this side of the game? Like, hey,
no, not
all
much
right,
really. Not much really. They kind of know I like to fly under the radar and stuff. I just like most of the time I'm tired and don't want to be messing with anybody. Getting up at 3:30 in the morning and tracking all morning, and then afternoon just watching race at home.
Yeah. What are you looking for when you're clocking a horse?
I do trip notes and everything. I watch trips and everything.
What are the kinds of things for somebody who knows? Like I would have no clue what to look for. Oh, that's a good work. That's not a good
it's not
work.
all about the time.
Yeah.
Just how they're doing it. I mean, you don't get paid in the morning to go fast. I mean, some horses are just naturally fast, but then they get in the afternoon and you put somebody in eyeballs them, they have nothing. It's just you just see how easy they do and how they carry themselves flesh-wise. If they look like they're a smart horse carrying their ears, just stuff like that. Little things you can kind of pick up in the morning.
For that reason, would you say, are you more of a physical handicapper then?
Yeah, physical, yeah. I mean, I do all the handicapping, speed figures, trip notes, and everything too. Just combine it all. Just do a lot of pedigree work and just kind of it's tough to explain. You get like these feelings like you get on some. Like it might be like so many people are stat players. You might see a stat the horse is like only 15% going the grass, but some reason you've worked for you in the past, and you kind of look at the pedigree. So I remember this working in the past, stuff like that. And this horse just. I mean, I love playing maiden races. The clocking helps, but I like playing just like trainer intent too. Like this horse ran bad the first time on the dirt, and now he's putting him on the grass. So you just give him a race first time out or stuff like that. You just kind of get in the trainer's mind, figure what they're trying to do.
Yeah, look at the horses and assess kind of their athletic potential. So on the flight out yesterday, I was sat next to a gentleman who's playing in this tournament. And he's like, I just still, for as long as I've been playing this game, I just can't seem to get the
way to dissect like the athleticism of a horse. He's
Mhm.
like, when I would help coach my son's like little league teams, oh my God, you would know instantly if this
Yeah,
kid is going to be able to do
you keep
anything
watching.
or nothing.
You watch and watch
people
for
do
so
that with
long.
horses, yeah.
You watch and watch for so long, the good ones will stand out.
I'll say, visually looking at a horse, 99% of them look the same. The only horse that looked noticeably different to me in person was Flightline. That horse,
Yeah, they
walked
stand
by
out like
and-
that.
Yeah, they stand
But
out.
you can just watch horses when they warm up on the racetrack, and just see look at them and see what catches your eye and how it does, and stuff like that. I mean, that's the way to learn. You can learn so much by watching a horse's body language and everything, the post parade, how they carry themselves, and
definitely.
So you've been here plenty of years. What's your approach to this thing? I mean, how do you?
I think on the first day like today, you just try to find winners, get some points, and you just don't want to be blanked out on the first day. See where you go into the second day if you're gonna have to reach for long shots or not. So otherwise, I just play it I like. I mean, I'm not gonna play favorites, but if I like a horse, I've said like I'll handicap a race and say you like a favorite, but you put horses with them for the exact, and maybe you might have a long shot there. Take your long shot in here. I mean, or a bit decent price horse, you just can't really go for favorites. I mean, but sometimes if you're in good position, you just need winners. You can, but you need to get at least $8 or $10 every time you play.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to play for position going into tomorrow.
Cool. Are you? What's the farthest you've ever gotten yourself?
I've had 2 in the top 10%. I think I finished 17th one year.
Okay.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I
That's
think that was the best.
that's money in the pocket.
I think I've cashed down for like 75,000, 80,000 in total pools. It's on their website.
Wow.
I mean, I've hit the top 10% a few times.
Nice.
Anything you like to spend your money on in particular?
Collect sports cards and sports memorabilia.
Oh, let's
God.
talk. Let's talk. Okay, Greg.
Oh no.
Okay, Greg has entered the chat. Yeah, he's.
I've got actually bought a Babe Ruth signed Derby program from 1936 on eBay a few years ago.
What?
Got a couple
Dan's
Ruth
dribbling.
stuff, and I only really collect baseball for myself. I bought basketball stuff, but it's more of an investment. I'm more into buying this stuff for now as an investment, the older stuff, the older guys, because the newer guys, you could either blow a knee out and the cards are worthless, or do something off the field, off the court.
Right, right.
I mean,
that's what the
I
whole
know.
Pokemon thing is like blowing up again because they
can't
can't
break their leg. Yeah, there's people buy them. But I just don't
or get
understand it.
arrested.
Yeah, or get
so,
arrested.
Yeah.
But I was mainly old baseball right now.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So who are your PC guys that you?
I got into Mike Trout. So the only current one I've been buying. I started buying them his rookie year and got a lot of his.
Nice.
I got lucky and I bought a lot of cards in 2018.
Yeah, you did get lucky.
I was at Saratoga this summer playing these breaks. You can play them online. You buy them. It's like gambling. They open the packs there, and I got a bunch of Ohtani stuff there.
Nice.
And but older stuff. I mean, I love Noel Ryan, the old
Nice.
classics. Mantle. I mean, I probably got 20 Mantle autographs. I got some Mays and Aaron, and I started collecting Hall of Fame rookies.
Nice.
Probably 15 years ago, but I'd get them signed, and people thought I was crazy.
Oh, that's the whole market now. Yeah, those are blowing up.
And look at who's laughing now.
Be like I wouldn't buy. Wouldn't go buy the mint ones to get signed. I'd get whatever I had in my own collection or what I'd pick up. But I've got a Mantle 53 signed. I paid $2,000 for it. It's worth like $25 now.
Wow.
Stuff like that. I mean, it's Mays rookie, Aaron rookies.
What's your favorite piece altogether?
Probably the Babe Ruth program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool to mesh of both kind of worlds.
Yeah. I want to find a photo. There's a photo floating around somewhere of him and John Hillerick, the owner of Louisville Slugger, at the Derby that year. I want to have it framed with it.
That's awesome. Yeah. Greg's telling me to tell you about. Nolan Ryan. I got 3 Nolan Ryan autograph cards. They're there are people who have 1,000 Nolan Ryan autograph cards. But we were in a break. We did some breaks together. Do you do any of the breaks?
Not much anymore. I just go buy the card I want now.
It gets pricey. Yeah, it's better to buy just
when everything took off in 2020. I got to look at it. It got too much. It's too much of a gamble on it now.
No doubt. But I did get a triple threat Nolan Ryan autograph. It's really cool. It's just like Astros, but it's like the retro Astros jersey with different piece spelling out Astros with the autograph. Which is again, it's probably like a $300-$400 card. But sometimes you look at a card, you're like, that's special, you know. So
I was at an autograph show actually in Chicago. It was like whatever your Union Rags and ran in the Derby. And I go up there, had Pete Rose sign some stuff, and told him who I was, and so we got a mutual friend, Paul Horning, because I used to see Paul Horning at the track and stuff. And told Rose who I was, worked at Churchill. Rose told me he loves the Union Rags for the Derby. This was in mid-March.
Oh my God!
I mean, I'll never forget stuff like that. And just met a lot of people through the track doing stuff like that.
But speaking of, you think Rose gets in now?
What was that?
You think Pete gets in now? Gets in the
I think he
Hall of
should.
Fame? Yeah.
Yeah,
You think he will?
I think he should. It might be. It won't be this year. It'll probably be a couple years.
Yeah. Lesnar, they're like reviewing it now, right? They're
If
back
you can
reviewing
view
it.
the money line and the spread during the game on like ESPN or whatever you're watching on, he should absolutely.
It's a different
It's a
world
different
now.
time now.
Yeah. All right, we saw you look up at the board. We know you got a mandatory coming up. We'll let you.
I took the 3 horse in this race at Gulfstream.
Oh, okay.
This was a play, just messing around.
Oh well, we can actually watch it.
I don't like where he's at. He's last, going a mile and 3/8. I mean, I thought he.
Oh yeah, why don't you do the play-by-play of what's going on in your mind as you're watching this race?
I nothing to watch now. You got another mile to go, and he's last. They're going quick, a little quick up front.
Once he's back on screen, tell us how excited you're, hopeful you are that he's going to hit the board. Well, you just got to finish. Well, you got to finish second. You got to do better than hitting the board. Is he a price? I didn't see.
He's like 8 or 9 to 1, maybe.
Okay.
I think he went off at 13 to 1. Yeah.
All right, so we'll see. So that's if you're watching with us.
That's
now.
racing. You can't even watch now. Just watch the last quarter.
Yep.
Oh, he's within.
There's a ways to go.
He's in touch. He's in touch
shouting
with the
distance
field.
for sure.
Yeah. If you're watching the screen here, it's the bottom left of your screen. It's Gulfstream Race 5. So this is one of the optional races. How many optionals do you get today?
What was that?
How many optionals do you get? How many optional races?
You get 10 optionals.
You get 10 optionals.
Yeah.
So there were 6 mandatory races and 10 optionals. So this is how John used one of his optional bets today. He has the 3 horse. All right, let's see a little move here.
All right.
There's something happening.
Something.
She got a little run now to her.
Got some run.
Something.
Hang on.
There's something.
She got the best momentum, I mean.
She does.
Something.
She's got momentum.
Come on.
That's tough.
Oh, so much ground there.
Come on.
On.
Come on.
Come on, girl. Get up, girl.
I just lost too much ground.
Oh.
Yeah, they had momentum.
A lot of ground. That's always
But
tough.
still.
But
That was a good pick.
it was a good
shot,
shot.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
Get anything too pricey on the front end? It was 9 to 2 and 4 to 1, so that was a nice price underneath.
Yeah, there's nothing major. Yeah.
All right.
5 to 2.
All right.
Respectable, I'd say. That's pretty impressive.
We'll let you get back so that you can focus on
What
the
was that?
man. We'll let you get back to your seat so you
Okay.
can focus on the rest of the
Okay,
day.
yeah, I got
We appreciate
Thanks,
you
man.
spending
Okay.
time with us.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
Legend.
So John Nichols there, sharing some stories and sharing some car stories. You collect, Ryan, at all? You collect cars?
I did as a kid, like for fun. Like we always loved to collect baseball cards, but I never really got too into it.
Well, guess what? By the end of this weekend,
I
you
know.
might be held against your will
Stay
to
away
do
from
a
Greg.
card break with Dan and Greg.
All right, well I'll be on my toes. I'll be ready.
So we got one quote here from Andy. I'm in agreement with the clocker. Have to include visual assessment. I'd like to wait until I've seen them in the paddock. So
I think that's my mom.
Oh my God, that is your mom, isn't it? Well, she wasn't like making fun of you, so I was like, can this be her? So no, actually, I didn't put it together at all. So hey, welcome back.
Not roasting me. Couldn't
Yeah,
be my
yeah.
mom. Annie. I agree. I like that she understands the physical scope of a horse, how important that is to a race. Everything that's on paper, race replays, all highly important, but got to look at the horse on the given day.
Let's see. Bobby.
Is
Going
Bobby
back to
back?
Bobby. He's back. He's got the 3 and 2 coming up at Aqueduct, which is the next mandatory race in about 20 minutes. Let's handicap this race on the fly, right? Aqueduct race 6. There's 1 scratch. Not a big field here. The 5 is scratch. That's
Got the coupled entry as well.
Got the coupled entry. So we talked about, for people watching, if you're just jumping in doing like a speed cap here, I jump to what you do, which is like first assess the pace scenario.
Yeah,
right?
I think that's most important. Obviously, there's the saying, pace makes the race. So you got to look at who's the speed. You got to see if there is lone speed, if it's going to be a contentious pace, and then you just kind of work backwards from there, and then you can kind of find what you like. But that's got to be, step 1, I would say, is going through the pace.
So interestingly, it looks like the entry 1 and 1A at Aqueduct both have speed. The 1A being the faster of the 2, apparently on paper at least. Are you seeing anyone else who can battle with them early or keep them honest at least.
Yeah, that's interesting. The 1A Magnolia Midnight has never passed a horse in his career, so he's obviously one that loves to go to the front, but Unlimited Potential's in the same boat. He's also never won when passing a horse. So that's not typically something you see, that, typically they'll have kind of complementary styles or one's kind of a deep closer. So outside of those, you got to imagine probably Mandatory from the 2-hole because of the coupled entry, but the 3-horse in the race had some back races where this horse has been forward, so maybe this one goes forward. Rail Horse.
A little bit, right? The 2 lost in Rome a little bit.
I was going to say, yeah, the 2 off the claim, maybe going to show some speed from the inside now, breaking from the rail. But there's some horses that have some back speed for sure, but it's an odd race when you see the coupled entry both have early speed and both don't like to pass horses.
Looking for, I guess, the most accomplished horse in the field, we might call the class of the field. The 4-horse Reddington is coming out of some, has been in tougher allowance races and is now in this claiming level where, obviously the competition will be not as stiff. The last race was not great, was beaten by a lot, but the races prior, the horse is running some pretty competitive races.
Yeah, definitely, and the last race Reddington came out of, Ridgewood Runner's a good horse, so is Wyco. Sheriff Bianco came back out to win his next 2 back, going a mile. Reddington lost to General Banker and Yo Daddy and Treaty Obligation. All those showed up in stakes races their next race, so I think he meets a nice field here. He has a good pace style or a good running style to fit the race. He should come from a couple lengths off of it. I think there's enough speed that'll set it up for him. And this race is going 7 furlongs. So, that after about 6 furlongs in these races, it can kind of get a little bit dicey. So this is the horse that I think likes to finish.
3-horse, speaking of 7 furlongs in particular, it is like that sort of odd middle distance that some horses like, some horses don't. This horse, the 3-horse, sorry, yeah, I'm getting a little lazy with my mic. I apologize, guys.
JD's about to come.
Yeah, I did.
Teach you a lesson.
The 3-horse, 5 for 5 in the money. It's at the board every time at this 7 furlong distance. I am now literally licking this microphone. Sorry, JD. And then the last 2 races to end last year were bad, but then prior to that, 95 buyer speed figure in allowance company, 85, 99. The 3 in terms of back class, if he's able to run to those races, is probably the winner of this race by 5 lengths, but that's a big if. And the horse is 5-1 currently.
Yeah, he's got 3 races to get back to. I see 3, 4, 5 back, all of which probably put this horse in the winner's circle, maybe the one in the middle. Definitely a contender, but yeah, he's got to get back to that. So I want to see. He's going to have to prove me wrong pretty much in this race because he's had too much kind of go off in his other races. He's off a little bit of a layoff. 7 furlongs is a tricky distance to come back.
You want to watch one before you...
I want to watch one, but I think he might, fire fresh and at least have some early speed, which would be nice to kind of set up for my 4.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So you are going with the 4.
Yeah, the 4 is going to be my top pick in here. I think back classes you mentioned, and then just has the best running style for this race.
Okay. I will say the 6 is the current favorite. The 6 Magnificent Mile, 2-1. The best recent form, beaten by just a length or so, length and a half, at this same exact level against similar competition in his most recent race over a muddy track at Aqueduct. That cough is going to be tough to shake. Isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's going to hold on to me for a long time.
That's got to be the Cabo cough, because I had a similar one when I came back from it.
Yeah, in a way that I don't want to be held. But, Mango Deck changes you.
Wait, what?
Did you go to Mango Deck when you were at this bachelor party?
I went to Rui Santa Fe, or Ryu.
Oh, Ryu. Ryu was great. I like Ryu.
It was a lot of fun. Too many pina coladas, but a lot of fun.
Is that a different bar location in Cabo, or?
It's like an all-inclusive resort spot. So we went there. And we just never left. We played golf one day, but that was it.
See, I like to be out in the community.
Oh, I don't. No, I'm at the bar. I'm at the beach.
I got a $40 massage.
Okay.
Oh, 40,
at the beach.
Is that? Wait, what?
For an hour.
What kind of deal is that?
The best deal ever.
That is a great deal.
Was it a good massage?
It was phenomenal.
Okay.
That girl did everything except climb up on top of my back and walk her feet up and down. But she was like, "What pressure do you want?" And I said, "Firm." And I was seeing stars. I was seeing colors. And I had just had, a much more expensive spa treatment, the month prior. didn't even come close to, working out these traps, these shoulders where I hold all my tension. Highly recommend it. Just go to Cabo or
I
even
think I'm
like
staying away from Cabo based on what I'm hearing here.
You will get sick when you leave.
Yeah.
Thailand, you
I
can
don't
get a
wanna-
full body massage for like $7 for an hour.
That sounds suspect.
And foot massages. It's great stuff, Dan.
All right, who are you picking in this race?
I liked the two. Again, I'm just going off of names. This is my highly analytical approach, which won us our race.
Yeah, I mean, it worked last time.
Yeah, it did.
So the two, Lost in Rome, because I have been lost in Rome. I highly relate to this. That's my. That's really all I've got. I see that you circled things. I don't know what
I circled because I thought this horse might have had a little bit of pace to press the entry. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, and I will say this horse 2 back lost to Magnolia Midnight, but beat Magnificent Mile, who's your current favorite. Magnolia Midnight's the 1A in here, so I mean I know the buyer speed figure came up a little light, but Wayne Potts can improve them a lot off the claim. This horse went 2 turns last time out. I don't think that's what this horse wants to do, so maybe cutting back is going to be the answer.
All right, there you have it. Thank you guys for backing up with real, concrete reasons why Lost in Rome.
I'm with you. I mean, I don't think this horse is impossible. I think this horse got a shot. I like it. And to your point, like Wayne Potts off the claim, I think that's a fairly strong angle. All right, so if you're watching right now, we are, what are we, 10 minutes from this? 15 minutes?
12
minutes?
Yeah, 12 minutes away.
Until, okay, Bobby's back. Hold on. Bobby's giving us 2 races at a time now, which I really like.
There we go. He really took your word seriously. I like it.
We're jumping tracks. We're going to Tampa.
I mean, hey, money to be made everywhere, so we like it, Bobby. All right, race 7, he likes the 10 and the 2. Jot these down in your notes. Bobby gave us a nice horse earlier, so Tampa 9, he likes the 8 and the 5. He gave us an Aqueduct pick earlier. He liked the 3 and the 2. Actually 3 mandatory and 2 lost. Yeah, he likes the 3 and the 2 coming up, which are the horses that, I mean, the 2 you like, and the 3 I think has got a sneaky look. I don't know.
Has a shot. If 3 fires his A effort, he's absolutely going to be a winner here.
What are the odds? It's a horse named Mandatory. The
During
3 horses named
That's a big
Mandatory in a
hunch play.
mandatory race. I think that if we're going off of, look, I think a lot of people here would like to say that they're not superstitious externally, but on the inside, they are. I mean, the guy
Just a
that won
little
this
stitious,
event
right?
last year manifested it.
Yes, he did.
Visualization. I didn't want to ask if, crystals were involved, but someone in here, this is energies. A horse named Mandatory in a mandatory race.
Yeah, and
just saying.
It would be you that noticed that after we're staring at this program for 20 minutes and not picking up on that thing that's just looking right back out us. So, you're like, yeah, mandatory. I'm like, oh shit, the horse has a name. This is great.
I just got a text. What's the odds Dan and Greg track down the sports card guy off camera?
Oh, we have to. Yeah, we're going after.
Well, they're already
him.
on it for sure.
Yeah, I got my. I haven't let him leave my site. So.
Yeah, they're working behind the scenes to keep tabs on him.
Do you guys see Christina Blacker? She was supposed to pop in toward the end of this. I think she said she was with Bick. If you see, I mean, you don't have to run off that far. I mean, if you see her, yeah. So that's a little tease for those of you who know Christina Blacker. She's gonna join us on the set here to close this out. We're gonna close this out like in about 15-20 minutes. Be back tomorrow, as I said earlier. DRF is still potentially working on some coverage, so there's a chance you'll be able to kind of jump over to them, watch them the rest of the day, and then catch them tomorrow morning. And then we'll be back here tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 Eastern.
I like it. I'm excited. I'll be here to open the show, from what I was told last time I was sitting here. So I'll be ready for it.
You told me you roll with the punches, so they're going to be
right.
Lots of punches.
As long as I get out of bed and I'm not too violently hungover, I'm here and I'm alive. So
is this the first drink of the day?
Yeah.
I needed coffee to start my day.
Well, what did yesterday look like for you?
Woke up at 4 a.m. in San Diego. I went over to the airport, caught my flight, left at like 6. Got here around 7:30. Came in the hotel, went right over there, started handicapping and playing in the qualifier. Day ended. We went to the casino, or we went to dinner at Mon Ami Gabi.
Yeah.
Mon
Name of the
Ami
place?
Gabi.
Yeah, that place. Terrible
Nailed it.
pronunciation by me, but you nailed it.
What did you eat?
I don't. The thing
Steak.
is,
Had the hanger steak there. It was fantastic.
oh,
Nice, yeah.
After that, we all just hit the casino floor at the hotel here at the Horseshoe, and that was all she wrote. We were there till maybe 1:30, and woke up
what's the game of choice?
for me, blackjack. I'm not a big casino guy, so
Oh God!
I'm not a huge
Is this how
casino
you
guy.
met Dan
Not
last night?
surprisingly, I met him with horses, but no,
Are you playing the free bet blackjack or the regular
did
blackjack?
a little bit. We did a little bit yesterday. I'm not a huge casino gambler.
Yeah.
But I'm always, I'll be behind my friends and cheer them on and whatnot.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, so let me just, I guess, do a little personal story time.
Love
so
this.
I'm the child of two serious gamblers. My dad got me into horse racing. Like my parents were divorced really early, so like on the weekends I go to him and we do one of two things. We either watch baseball or we'd bet on horses, right? Like he'd go to the OTB, get some tickets, we'd come home, we'd watch a few races, especially on big race weekends. My mom, casinos. So I got that from her. There are times, so like it's bad because like if I'm doing bad in horse racing, I could always go to the casino.
Oh, Jesus.
If I'm doing bad in the casino, I'm like, you know what? What am I doing? I'm an analytical person. Like I need to handicap. This is the most sophisticated form of gambling, right? Like
exactly.
I can figure this is actually. This is something you could figure out if you're smart.
That's right.
And
That's
then when I
called
realize,
delusion.
then when I realize I'm not smart, I go back to the casino. So that's been my life, like bouncing between various forms of gambling. This has always been the most exciting. Like there's no amount of money I could win playing a hand of blackjack that's going to be as exciting as picking even like an 8-to-1 shot in a horse race.
There's no excitement like it.
Yeah.
Especially because at the end you get to say you were right and you beat everybody else in the room or all your friends or whoever else you're betting against. You got to say you were right. So that's kind of what matters most at the end.
100%. Joe's asking a question. He's asking if we have a link for the DRF coverage. We don't have it. Best recommendation would be to go to drf.com and check them out on social media. Again, they are having some technical issues from what we understand, but they're still trying to get live this afternoon. And if they don't, they might very well be live tomorrow morning. Like I said, you can watch us here tomorrow starting at 2 Pacific. And that's a big time because that's going to be the time when things really get intense in here. People are going to be totally
ramping up right about then.
Totally locked in. Let's see. And then Bobby says he thinks you might be onto something.
Yeah, and that's the horse that we're seeing on screen right there, that chestnut, number 3. Mandatory. Thank you. I think that there might be
Thank you,
something
sir.
there, too.
I mean, this is a great betting race. Looking at this betting board, this is awesome. Obviously, the coupled entry is going to take a lot of money, but outside of that, you have a lot of good prices that'll be nice in this tournament.
Yeah, it's just it increases the likelihood that everybody else is also going to have those prices and rise through the ranks with you.
All right, Greg has set something up for us, which is pretty cool. We hadn't seen this yet. This is the actual leaderboard, so we could take a look at who's doing what. I don't know if we recognize any names here. Daryl Lacey. Let me see if I could full screen this. Maybe it'll be a little easier. There we go. Daryl Lacey in first with 64. Steven Spinelli with 2 entries. In that second spot.
Wow, and he's played them both the same.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he must have, right? He has exact same amount.
Must have some good, strong opinions. I like it.
Yep. Tom Quinones. I don't know if you know him. I don't know if he's still with DRF, was with DRF. Great guy. Really cool to see him. Billy! Billy's 5th.
No way.
Where is he? Oh, my God. This was, for those who you were just tuning in, this was the guy who came on at 9 a.m. with a Bloody Mary and said that he was up all night drinking and did not handicap a single race.
Yes, he said, if people think that this is hard, be serious. We watch horse races all day. Yeah, he just came in, technically in 4th, Greg says, because of those 2 entries that are tied up. And yeah, he came straight from the Ocala 2-year-old sale in Florida, slept the whole 5 hours to get to Vegas, partied all night, had a Bloody Mary in his hand, was like, I don't even know when the races are. My buddies just told me, hey, we'll tell you when they're going off. Hadn't looked at a single thing. I love this. This is backing my platform of no thoughts, just vibes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Big time.
I
Billy.
did see Michael Abernathy, who we had up here on the set. He was the Rookie of the Year this past year. He was on the set with us about an hour ago or so. He's in the top 30. So
awesome.
Guests of the show are doing well. So if anything, this is a sign that you should just go make some bets.
Yeah, right. I got to start making bets. My strongest opinions are in the second half of the day, so I'll get to that a little bit later. But on first glance, I liked everything I saw later. But
nice. All right. So this is the leaderboard right now. Darrell Lacey in first with 64, but that's going to change a ton between now and the end of the day. There's still 4 more mandatory races. John mentioned there were
10 total optional. So you got 16 races. Most people probably aren't through more than 5 or 6 at the absolute most. So it's going to change a lot. And
there's going to be a lot of movement. So
they're going to be shaking them up.
5 races from Turfway today too, I believe, and those races
could be anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
Could be
yesterday
anything.
was like a 16-1 in the one race. We are waiting for one more guest. She may or may not show up. We'll see. If she doesn't, then she's like, I'm going to go. The other thing we're waiting on is lunch. The downside of being where we are is that they've laid out the buffet right in front of us.
We have a front row seat to a buffet.
That we can't eat right now.
I'm making sure that nobody is sneezing, that nobody's double dipping. I'm keeping a hawk's eye view on things.
Just
for
be you
us.
coughing on everything when you get over there.
Exactly.
Just me.
Her
I'm just
germs
giving
don't
it
matter.
Cabo seasoning.
Yeah, Cabo seasoning.
But in the meantime, I mean, things are probably heating up in this room here. Yep. Oh, if we look over to where the machines are, where everyone are placing.
Everybody's flocking over.
Their mythical $2 win place bets.
And then you see over here, everybody's getting ready to play some cash on the side too.
Yeah, so fear not. While everyone is playing in this contest, there is still ways to make actual real bets on the races in here. From what it sounds like, nobody that is really locked into the contest breaks off and also does those bets. I don't know. It doesn't seem like
I mean, I found yesterday when I was doing that last chance contest, I was like, I want to bet this horse in the contest, but I'm like, I don't know. This is probably too far of a stretch. Let me just bet my actual money in a separate bet. So I'm thinking some people do that.
I can guarantee there's one person, I think his book is sitting over there, but Matt Miller, obviously he loves his cash plays on the side. Everything's
the contest is like an afterthought for him.
It is,
like
yeah. It's leverage. It's all about leveraging and hedging, and I mean, nobody really does it better than him on that front.
Yeah.
He's out of a tournament, he's having a good cash day, and he's having a good cash, or if he's having a, I don't know if he has bad cash days, but he's probably winning the tournament.
I don't know if he has bad cash days.
Yeah, I don't.
the man that wrote the book on it, I'd say it's mostly upside.
I would think so.
What I love about his book also is that like it's more than just like here's an approach to betting. It's really like an approach to like life.
It is.
Try to find whenever you find a challenge in your life or like a question that you're trying to figure out the answer to, take yourself out of your normal process for answering it and try to find a different solution or a solution that's different from the way other people might approach it.
Yeah, and his approach in the book is great because he'll give like a real life kind of anecdotal experience of what he went through and then how that relates to either gambling, betting, or life in general. And there's a lot to take from it, so it's an awesome book.
I remember the example he gave of like hanging his like coat up on like a fence post or something like that. Do you remember that one? I
do.
I was like, that's kind of crazy. But he's like, what, is someone going to steal my jacket? Like, whatever. Like, I'll just leave it here. He's like, I don't want to bring my jacket in. He's like, I'm going to be hot if I bring my jacket in with me. He randomly hung his jacket up on like a fence post outside. And his wife was like, what are you doing? Like, someone's going to like steal it. He's like, whatever. If they do, they do. But like, I want to be comfortable for the next little while. And sure enough, he came out. It was there. So he's like, that's it. He's like, I found a solution to my issue of not wanting to be hot.
Genius.
But seriously, it's like most people wouldn't do that.
No,
never.
Yeah.
Well, also for me, I don't want to leave my things strewn about. I would be sad if
So you
someone
also
took
just
my
don't like
blazer.
clutter.
Yeah,
I don't like the clutter. I don't want to have to track things down, find the fence post I left my jacket on. But a good strategy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there might be other situations in which you could use the approach.
Exactly.
So, all right, Aqueduct's about to go off. This is the third mandatory race of the day. It's also kind of the midway point, right? I mean, this is the midway point. To confirm, Ryan, you're on number 4, Reddington. 4. Rachel is on number 2. Oh no,
Lost in Rome.
2 Lost in Rome.
Or
you know what?
3
I'll go on
mandatory.
mandatory. I'll go on
you're
mandatory.
doing mandatory?
I'll do mandatory. Unless you want to switch. You want mandatory? I'll take Lost in Rome.
No, I'll live my truth.
Okay. All right.
With my 17-1. Oh gosh,
Hey, small
can you
field like this,
imagine?
if you were right, even in second, that's still going to be a decent price.
Yep. All right, so they're just getting into the gate now. Oh, they are? Okay. Okay, cool. So we just got an update. DRF is live. And are you seeing it on, what is it on? It's on YouTube. All right, so if you go to Daily Racing Forum's YouTube, after this race, you'll be able to watch coverage continuing from the NHC on Daily Racing Forum. All right. All right, so they're off. The 7, President Z, not who I thought would be on the lead.
Not at all, but is out there nonetheless. 1A, Magnificent Mile, decided to take the lead. So Reddington, I like where the 4 is at right now. And you got 9-2. Magnolia Midnight is the 1A.
Yep.
Magnificent Mile is the 6. He's sitting pretty nicely on the outside. They don't seem to be flying on the front end, though, for going 7 furlongs. They seem to be going pretty reasonable.
So I don't love where the 3 is.
I mean, it could be worse. You could be my. My 2 is actually.
Your 2 looks good. Lost
trying
a little bit, maybe.
It looks like he's running in slow motion a little bit.
Yeah, no, he's done. He's done. Actually, the 3 might be in better. No, they're both done. Yeah, I think it's down to you, Ryan.
It might be, but
our last hope.
Magnolia Midnight looks pretty comfortable, and Unlimited Potential found out how to pass a couple horses here.
Yeah.
He also looks like a
looks
major
like the entry
threat.
might finish 1-2. No, wait, here we go. Little move from mandatory on the outside. You got way too much to do, I think.
Emphasis on little move by mandatory.
Very little move.
Oh, see, so as you can tell, no one in this room is celebrating.
Yeah.
No one in this room.
Well, nobody's picking those horses that even money,
doing
right?
anything.
And worth mentioning, if you have the 4,
horses.
you will get the place money because of the coupled entry. They'll only count as the 1, so you'll be able to get place money on the 4 for anybody that bet that in the contest. So that's something. But yeah, the coupled entry, it's always hard to get past. But
yeah. I mean, even money. Those 2, I mean, and that was a great point. Like, just to hear how quiet everyone was. Like, it's never that quiet for a mandatory. So, thank you, Joe. We appreciate it. Yeah, definitely. We like to see. We want you, if you're following this coverage, like if you want analysis and so forth, we want you to be able to get it throughout the day and throughout the weekend. So, definitely check out our friends at DRF with coverage continuing here. All right, so we hope to have Christina. I don't think we're going to have it. So I think that's it. I think we should wrap. We've had a great day. It's been fun, and we're going to be back tomorrow. I've said it 100 times now. Do you remember exactly what time we're going to be back tomorrow?
No.
It's 11 a.m. Hawaii time for anybody that's wondering. 2 p.m. Pacific.
2 p.m. Pacific. Somebody's listening.
It's
Somebody's
a miracle that I'm
attention.
here
It is a miracle
after Montezuma's revenge and
salad. Are those beets? I don't know what that is.
We've
rolls.
got-
What are you going for first?
I've been keeping it pretty bland. I've been keeping it pretty safe. Last night we went out to a big Italian meal, and I pushed my limits a little bit. So far, so good. I don't know that I need to have another spicy meatball.
Oh my God, Ryan, what are you hitting first?
I'm just grabbing a plate and I'll take a little bit of everything.
All right.
So that's
People are
that's my
walking in
move.
with Chick-fil-A bags, and
They are walking in with Chick-fil-A bags.
Looking
I will
at
say I went to
that.
Bobby's Burgers this morning and got their breakfast burrito. That is
Good?
incredible.
Oh, nice.
Incredible.
Okay,
10 out of
that's
10.
a good little-
My buddy Matt
Wow.
Gum is the one that recommended it to us under strong recommendation, and I will say it was a 10 out of 10.
Nice. That's
breakfast
a good tip.
burrito. Love a good breakfast burrito. I wanted to ask our friend the Clocker which track had the best breakfast, because I have a feeling like the Keeneland breakfast burrito has got to be high on the list.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
You
And he's
know
gonna-
that guy, he has had different tracks,
Yeah, he's been everywhere.
a tasting of everything.
Yeah, taste of the world for
Taste of every breakfast burrito,
Yeah,
and I'm going to get one from Bobby.
Got to go get one from Bobby's. I'll try the one at Keeneland when I'm out there this spring. But
seeing as Rachel's now,
the wheels are falling off the bus.
Rachel's doing the loopy laugh. So
emotionally.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the coverage. Thank you again to our entire team here on site, Alex Probst, JD Mitchell, Greg Charcuti, for running the show. We'll be back tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So,
we'll see you then.
And
Bye.
It's America's original sport, and no one covers it better than America'sBestRacing.net. From the sport to the lifestyle, the best races, horses, and destination venues, cocktails, gambling, fashion, and more. America'sBestRacing.net is a sport for you.